Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the Esports Club Presents Showdown series. Season 6 of Valorant is out here, guys, and eventually this is powered by Crucial by Macron. Our GP partner is Zotec Gaming, and the media partner is Gossip.gg. Well, it's me, Rita. We do have Aggressive on the desk as well, and Aggressive, we are just going to get started with the Season 6. What are your expectations? I mean, the meta has changed a bit, and there has been some updates along the way. What do you think what's going to happen in this season?
I think a lot of stuff is going to change, especially with the recent Sunset iteration being a little bit more different, and a lot of teams really are favoring Sunset a lot more in our region. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that will vary, not only in the terms of gameplay, because Valorant is of course an ever-evolving game, but also because we had 5 seasons, previously of the Showdown series. We have seen great teams come in and beat champions. We've seen them fall down and other teams to start taking their place as well. A lot of brand new rosters have been made, and we're going to be seeing a couple of those new faces as well coming here today in season number 6. Don't forget, this entire Showdown series is for the rookies to build themselves up to be proper esports athletes. And here at the Esports Club, we're always striving to do exactly that at every turn.
Yeah, every now and then in every particular season, we have seen some evolution in between the individuals. We have seen some different various metas being explored, and I believe even in terms of the maps, as you rightly called it out, Sunset being the latest one, which has got some massive changes, specifically a very good blessing in disguise for all the attackers. Whoever actually get to start the action on the attacking side, they are actually having a little bit of an advantage, specifically on the B side. But anyway, guys, let's have a look at the stakes as well. The prize pool of the season 6 of the Showdown series, it's actually the same one. It has got a prize pool of 1 lakh rupees, and where the champions are going to get 50,000 rupees, the runner-ups will be getting 30,000 rupees, and the second runner-up will be getting 20,000 rupees as well. So the top 3, the podium finishers, they'll be having a good chunk in the name.
Absolutely. It's a good chunk of a prize pool when you think about it too. It's been, 6 seasons now, and cumulatively, if you did start winning out on almost every single matchup, or you're at least certain, but for a lot of teams, think about it, Raider. this is where they really started their journey. What, 5 months ago, all of this began. And after those 5 months, if a team has stuck together through the thick and thin, built up their roster from the ground up, they should be the ones to take season number 6 by storm. They've showcased improvement, and here is where the real fun will really start up. Overall, though, I do believe that the format for this entire season 6 will be a little bit more high stakes when you think about it. Initially, of course, the open qualifiers was there coming into the playoffs, but when you consider the open qualifiers, a lot of teams that we didn't really expect to make it through the qualifiers are now here. There's going to be a lot of brand new teams, and 2 of the brand new teams will be playing in front of you in this particular game.
And when it comes to the grands, the action will be of a BO5 and it will be on 23rd of November. So mark your calendars, guys, because you don't really want to miss the action of that BO5, the fierce nature and eventually the play styles that is going to get developed over there in the grand finals is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm definitely rooting for it. But for now, let's wait and watch how the things are going to happen, and for that, let's dive into the brackets as well. Let's see which are those top 8 teams who are already here into the action. I do believe that you must have followed the social media handle of the Esports Club, because you will get all the updates over there as well regarding the brackets, regarding the scheduled matches and all. But yeah, guys, in the upper bracket quarter finale, we already have the 4 matches done and dusted, and it seems like that 120 FPS, TEC Esports, Xcrew and Asterix, these are the 4 teams who have already made sure that they go to the upper bracket semifinals. But the teams which have dropped down, those are the teams that we are going to have an eye for today.
Absolutely. Xcrew is possibly that dark horse that we didn't really expect to work their magic in season number 5, but in season 5 they really took the entire scene by storm. And in a way, they're kind of the team to try and take it all away as well. Once again, Xcrew will also come on back onto the roster, just be an incredible rising force through it all. Zero Frags on the opposite side of the spectrum. They put in the hours, they put in the effort, and honestly saying, Zero Frags in their particular game up against Arabata, I do believe that Zero Frags will be the victor of that one. It'll be a very close game, mind you. It will not be easy for Zero Frags to take that victory, but considering how much Zero Frags has improved as a team, and with Batman coming into that roster, really building up the hype and being a veteran presence in the sense of age, not in the terms of playing Valorant, they have the raw firepower to really build something great. But I'm talking a little bit too much about game number 2, because game number 1 has a couple of newbies coming up to the showcase. Team EXO going up against Celestials. Now, this will be the most interesting match in my opinion, because both of these teams, they don't really have the greatest of competitive experiences, but because they are so young overall in the Valorant scene, they could be cooking up something so much more different compared to anyone else.
I mean, aggressive, the hunger to win, the hunger to showcase your talent is something that is just above and beyond in between these teams. So I definitely do believe that this one is going to be a fierce competition between EXO and Celestials. So I definitely would love to see how the action goes on, what kind of confidence they are going to bring. But let's have a look at the lineup as well. Let's welcome the roster on stream. And from Team EXO sides, we have Zodiac, Shadow, V, Top G, and Webber.
Yep, all these players are a star of their own caliber, I would say. They've been putting in the hours, they've been putting in the practice, and honestly speaking, when I see this particular team, there are a lot of young talents that have not come together as friends to really try to take the Valorant scene by storm. They still have a long way to go, but I think this is the best test for them going up against Celestials. Yes, when we jump on down over to the Celestial roster, you're gonna see a little bit more of those known names, but at the same time, they've been playing in the Showdown series. That doesn't really mean that they have gelled together as a team. The Celestials roster, I do believe, has a bunch of players that we have seen in other teams throughout the past couple of seasons, and they've been clumped together to form a super team of their own. Will that super team have that coordination and synergy that they had in the past when they were part of other rosters? Now that's going to be a big question.
No, that's the test for them. That's the testament that these individuals have to go through and eventually showcase that what kind of synergy they're going to bring through. But let's talk about Celestials, guys. Let's talk about their roster. Let's see who are those names. Like Sinks, if we talk about him, we have Aspect, we have Swag, we have Gunner and Hindi as well. 69 Gunner is someone, and along with Sinks is someone that we know a lot. We have seen them in a lot of battles. We have seen them pulling through But obviously, with the new team, with some roster shuffles, these individuals are obviously going to struggle. But it's all about how they're going to come back and how they're going to pull through. Well, if you talk about the upper bracket sequence, then in that, obviously, Celestial Esports is now dropping down to the lower bracket. So they have lost one of their games, which could have actually given them the advantage to be there in the upper bracket semifinals. But anyway, this is a fight for survival right now. And honestly, I personally, as a Casa, love to see the lower bracket on it because of the fact the kind of competition that is there in the lower bracket is something amazing. In the upper bracket, you're like, yeah, we might actually get to have a chance even if we drop, even if we actually lose a particular matchup, we are going to be there in the lower bracket. Then we're going to fight back. But from lower bracket, there is no more assistance to you. It's just a BO3. You might lose one map, you need to come back in the next two. If you don't, you're outside the competition. So for that same sake, I do believe the competition is going to be even more on par, specifically on the lower bracket. So that's what I'm happy for.
Yeah, lower brackets is where the real fun is at. A lot of people would say that, but at the same time, when you have that added pressure, you tend to play a little bit more stiff. You don't really take as many risks anymore, which makes Valorant a much more one-dimensional game. I mean, I do believe that knowing Team EXO, they could be one of those teams that don't really take those active risks, similar to what we know for a fact Celestials can do. Players like T-Swag, even Gunner, they like to be super aggressive in their overall play. The discipline factor not really as present, and that could be their biggest downfall or their greatest asset. We can speculate a lot about what both of these teams are going to be capable of, but at the same time, we don't really have any raw concrete data that we can use to try and quantify both of these teams. Who can take the win, who can take the loss. And I do believe that what will really come down to the overall ultimatum is what maps will get picked up by both of these teams. With, of course, we already highlighted Sunset being one of those biggest maps that have changed up. We're going to be jumping on down over into the Veto to just see exactly what these teams have in store for us, because in a way, this entire Veto looks to be the most generic one at that, but Split being the only game changer, I would say, if it goes to map.
Exactly. I mean, if it goes to the decider, then of course Split is going to be fun to watch because recently being unlocked into the competitive scenario, and obviously players are enjoying it a lot. But at the same point, it has got its own risk. And at the same point, when it comes to a triple-sided map like Haven, I do believe we're in the map of Haven, the attacker Celestials might feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable, to be specific, for the first 12 rounds. Well, of course, it's a pick of it is a pick of EXO, so I don't know what kind of strategy they're going to pull through, as this is our very first broadcast of season 6. So I'm actually going to be a guy who has no preconceived notions. Honestly, I would like to see what is something different that these individuals are going to cook. Yes, there are certain individuals, like you talked about, 69 Gunner and Swag and Windy as well, Sinks as well, coming in from Team Celestials, who are pretty amazing in this circuit. They have already shown some beautiful matchups in the past Showdown series. But the fact that EXO is right here in front of them, and they are pretty resilient with their strategies. They don't like to go all in whenever these kind of high-stake questions are being asked from them. So they like to build some good strategies. They like to take precautions regarding their play. And now they're going to play on a defensive side in the map of Haven. Of course, every single three-sided map is something which is not easy to deal with. You have to check out the mid, you have to check out the garage as well in this particular map. You have to see where somebody is coming from C long or A main or A short. There are certain angles where you have to hold, of course, and eventually the Haven angle is also something which is pretty important. So I do believe that the defenders are going to have a tough time, specifically for the pistol round maybe, because Celestials can decide to hit a particular side. They can just march in over there, have those ghost, classics, or frenzy, whatever they want to use in their hands, and just obliterate their opponent.
Ready to see how this is going to work out for them overall. A lot of questions raised for the map 1 being picked up by the members of EXO as well. I kind of understand why they picked it up as well, though that's kind of the map where you can play a lot more slower, but if your opponents know how to take space away from you from the defensive side, it is going to be very tough. Celestial starting off on the attack as well, so that map could be working against the members of EXO, because don't forget that if a person picks a map, then their opponents can of course pick the side that they're starting on. So Celestials starting off heavy on the attack side, they will be playing it smart. But map number 2, I do believe, will be a little bit more interesting. Now, Raider, you can tell me, why would Ascent be an interesting map? Think about it. The meta of Ascent has now changed quite a bit. A lot of Indian teams are now starting to pick up on the Deadlock and Cypher position. And that pump, in my opinion, has so many different vulnerabilities, so many different trap plays that you can utilize, that that composition, if
Yeah.
played well, can easily beat a KO and Sova comp.
I do believe that is something which is viable, but I think Sova is someone which cannot be replaced in the map of Ascent due to the sheer fact that
That is true.
the info that you can get with those recon darts and the shock darts that can help you a lot to break on all the predictable tripwires and all. But yes, you talked about Deadlock. I totally agree with your point that Deadlock is a phenomenal agent, and a lot of individuals, to be honest, it all started with Ace Academy and Ace because they started using it in Showdown Series Season 2, I believe. So from that particular scenario, we got to see a lot of Deadlock picks coming in because with the help of that grab net, you can actually pincer around the opponents and eventually you can stop the attack. You can actually push them a lot, and the sonic sensors are obviously an ideal choice, specifically in the post-ban scenario or even in the retake scenario. Those sonic sensors can be very beneficial for you. The concurs that comes through the barrier mesh is something, when it gets fully activated, it is going to take a lot of ammo from the sides of your opponent to just break it open. And in those scenarios, we have seen a Deadlock swinging in, or maybe a Reina coming up with a Leer, or maybe Sova going with the Recon Dart or Shock Darts to just hurt their opponent. So yeah, I do believe that this new meta is something that people are exploring a lot, and it's actually being quite efficient. But you need to be a little bit more, actually, I should I say, strategic with your play. Otherwise, you might not find some good values with the Deadlock.
Yeah, it's very difficult. That's one of the biggest downsides of this composition. If you as a team have not scrimmed with it, if you haven't really communicated with one another what the strats are going to be like, or if your Deadlock player is not proficient at pulling back her utility and then utilizing it at different portions of the map, it is just never going to be easy. It's not a one and done composition similar to what the KO and Sova comp is, because KO and Sova have been played for what? Almost 4 years now? Valorant came out and this composition was used at the very beginning. If I remember properly, Sova was the only pickup for the map of Ascent at all moments, and I understand why. Because the Odin, the Recon Bolt gives you a lot of value. Fate kind of took Sova's spot for a little bit, and then immediately Sova just came in back even stronger, and through all of the nerfs, he remained persistent. But what will be persistent for the map of Haven, we're going to talk more about Ascent later when that map rolls around, will be a little bit of a change up, though. I expected both teams to go in for the exact composition, but a Vice getting picked up possibly by Aspect. Now, Raider, I am a hard believer that Vice is actually pretty strong on the map of Haven. No one believes me, but only if Celestial picks this up, I can finally show Azora and Ana that Vice is actually viable.
See, I think that it's a very good agent around that, but at the same point, you need to figure out that while you are going to actually be on the defensive side, you need to have a second sentinel as well. Because Vice in itself is not a sentinel like a chamber. It cannot actually tank up a whole site or eventually hold it up so that you can have a lot of value with it. So you don't get that kind of utility with it. And it seems like that Aspect knew that, and he has actually changed. So Aspect is now going to play the KJ, and we have Swag playing on the Breach. So I do believe that the Breach is going to be something which is going to be very eye candy in this one. But it seems like that the only change that we have in between these two teams is just the Sentinel. While Zodiac wants to go with the Cypher, Aspect has taken the KJ, and I do believe that with KJ, the post-ban scenarios are going to be a little bit more beneficial with those nanoswarms. The alarm bot and the turret is going to be something which can give you a lot of info, specifically in the garage or even in the C mains. You can have that turret up so that it can act as a distraction for your upper. A lot of things can happen, honestly, but these are just speculations. What do you think about that, Aggressive?
Yeah, that is for certain. But at the same time, think about it. Killjoy as a Sentinel now has become a little bit too one-dimensional. You already know what to expect coming out from a Killjoy. I think her strongest asset right now in this current meta is just her ultimate. If Killjoy didn't have the lockdown in the way that it is, tell me, why would you ever pick up a Killjoy compared to a Cypher? Cypher just does everything Killjoy does, just better. Because if as a Cypher player, you know how to utilize your tripwires. Let's say you are, as an attacker, you utilize those tripwires for the flank. Later on down the line, you understand that no one is going to be actively flanking if you have a Cypher on the lurk, right? Because there's always going to be a trap present. So that Cypher now takes all of that utility and uses it for a post plant instead. It changes the dynamic entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty adaptable agent, I believe. It seems like that. But at the same point, the first round has been started, guys. This is the very first round on the broadcast of this season 6. Let's wait and watch. The garage has already been infiltrated. There's a dark cover. Window has been covered, and now 69 Gunner is deep in the garage. But there's a lot of info that has been revealed on C side, and it seems like that 3 agents are already holding it up. The Breach, the Sova, the Jet, they're holding it. But at the same point, B It's pretty vulnerable, but the players want to back out.
And they're gonna need to play this. They're gonna need to try and work their way up for this one. They're gonna need to try and figure out how they're gonna be making this entry happen. They have a lot of space to play around with, but Team EXO not really fighting for much of it. Good stun early
Good
on,
one.
but a reverse coming in from either side. V is gonna be able to get that first catch. Does get caught out by a lot of the utility. Blasting now being utilized on the opposite side. Top G is going to be able to run amok for that one. Positions already revealed. Sinks missing out on a couple of key bullets, but up coming in with the shock dart to finish everything off. And now it's all up to the Killjoy aspect. Missing out on key shots, but he does capitalize. 1 point for him, but overall, they seem to be done.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a 1v3 equation for now. I mean, it started with a 1v5 type of equation, and there you go. He is going to find a pretty good headshot onto that aspect and eventually put him down. Not a very good start for the lads of Celestials. Honestly, I thought that they are going to just completely march in on a particular site, and A is somewhat which is pretty much readable. And a lot of people, whenever they start compy and there is the first round in their hand, they are the attackers. They usually go down to the A shot, and eventually some of them go to the A long. That's exactly what Celestial thought that they're going to fake with. They thought that the C will be a little bit more opened up. We are going to go through the garage, but it seems like that all of that was pretty much read from the sides of Team EXO, and they were just holding off pretty good. And the way the push came through, there was a dash that came through that was pretty amazing. But eventually, after that, we got to see double fault lines coming through from the defender initially, and then from the attackers as well. There was a fault line in which the Jet got caught off guard, and unfortunately got taken away.
Yeah, absolutely. The way that the utility was utilized, remember what I stated before, that the biggest and primary strength of Team EXO is their discipline. None of the players moved. They all waited in perfect position, and as soon as those positions got revealed, the fault line came in to try to bail them out. Then the smokes came through from Shadow as well, giving them a lot of space on the back end of side to really play their game properly and to utilize their strengths to its fullest. But we are going to be coming on down over into other caster screen. As you guys already noticed, there was no game audio. We're fixing it as quickly as we possibly can, ladies and gentlemen. We want you guys back at home to have a very smooth experience. And hey, just as I stated it, production, they're lightning fast as per usual. Jumping back in towards the game already. The unpause will happen in just a second, ladies and gentlemen, as Team EXO running amok with the buys that they do have. This is quite smart as well. A lot of teams are forgetting this, but at the same time, they could play it differently, because with a Vandal and a Bulldog now being picked up, if one more Bulldog was present, I would personally say other two players can easily go in for a save and utilize their ghost from the previous round. But they're not really risking much, and knowing EXO, they are a team that don't really like to take any form of risk. I do believe that this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the entirety of this defense, as Zodiac making an immediate run for it here. He's not taking that risk again. He's going to play from the heaven side, and they're opting for a full-on retake, but this fake has been sold. Celestials, they still want to enter onto the A side.
Spike is going towards B. They're on the B window, and they're trying to
Such a good read.
analyze if somebody is out there or not. Meanwhile, on the garage, we had the other breach as well, holding out the angle. Suspect. Maybe he's going to find something. Has got a sheriff, has got some info that there is a player on link. Wants to take some shots with Top G out there. He's going to get revealed, probably. No, a fault line comes through. It is going to stun out the opponents. But at the same point, this aftershock is going to hurt the Jet a lot. Utilizes Abrupt to just evade. He's super low now. When it comes to the defense, it's going to work or not. Let's wait and watch. V finds Sings on the garage. Whoa, that was good.
Last player standing.
Crispy on the bullets here. Shadow is going to be able to find multiple aspect. Looking for the last. This one Vandal could just be their kryptonite here. Diffuse already gone through aspect. He has no idea what's waiting for him on the opposite side. The Bulldog not really able to find the hit, but aspect, he has no idea that it's already halfway done. Didn't really expect the stick to come through, but the defenders, they've lost so many of their weapons. This is not a round that EXO should be celebrating about. They've lost all their weapons, and the attacker got the plant down as well.
Exactly.
So
It was a
worst
bonus
case
buy
scenario.
round, and you lost 2 to 3 weapons. I do believe that it's going to be a tough one for the next fight. I believe in the third round, they're going to have a pretty big challenge where they will be crippled with their buy, and the other team, Celestials, they'll be having their full buy. All the Vandals will be out there. Look at that. Vandals and full buys and all the utilities or whatnot. But Aspect, he has been popping off. He is getting some good values for the team. Now, Seaside is pretty opened up. Nobody is holding. Sentinels, they were out there. But here comes Cloudburst, and through this, there is a dash. Already pushes in, trying to evade, but this plan is just going to happen for sure.
I'm pretty much warranted here because of the weapons that they do have. Good shot coming out from Shadow. They're going to be able to retrieve a gun for this overall retake as Zodiac. Looking for a possible hit of his own, but not really a lot of information being given away by the members of Celestial of where anything could be. Top G does have a little bit of utility. Early on the recon ball, 4 players swinging out. They're going to be able to find the catch over onto Swag. Dash across, over from the sidelines. Gunner trying to be the difference maker here for the team, but he's going to be able to do it. Holding from the back end of the side. He comes in strong. That's all to vibe up, but it's just not going to work. The Omen shuts everything down as Team Exo. A good overall retake, but they felt a little bit loss of which side to look when it came down to that.
They had no info, honestly, and that's exactly why they were like pretty much distracted by the different angles, and they could just got taken away. But still, a pretty good round from their sides as well. They got 3 individuals out. Plant happened. Celestials have found their first one in this particular scenario in the map of Haven. While attacking, you need to get at least 5 or 6 rounds in their favor so that you can start off on a good note when it comes to the defense. And after losing those initial pistol and bonus buy rounds, obviously things are not that good for the sides of Celestials, but it was a good one for the third round. Recon, but that was a good one. V pinces rounds from the shot, but Top G, that's not a fight that you want to lose, man.
Not at all. 1-for-1 in trade though overall, so not really the end of the world, but losing your breach for a jet, that is not the best of scenarios for you. The whole thing's strong for now. It's V. Over from the top side. They're trying to go in for the read here. Exo. Again, their discipline. One of their greatest strengths. Possible tripwire over towards the back of side to get a possible kill from defender spawn. This is very smart coming out from them. Tripwire placement from Zodiac could just be their biggest help here. Shadow holding the one possible point of entry as Aspect. He's looking to find the jiggle here for any bit of information. One small misplay and mistake, and they're easily gonna get hit.
Ooh, Shadow finds a big one. Aspect goes down, same goes for Vibe Hub. Woman has been revealed. Wants to shut down Bindi. Will not happen that easily. Here comes the paranoia of the player has been nearsighted, but still thinks he's going to find one. There goes the third K. Last man standing is going to be V. Gets spotted, takes away one. It is basically a 1v2 that he needs to put down so that he can for the defusal. Time is running out, but Windy will be on par with his aim. And it's a 2-2, equalized pretty quickly.
Good shots overall coming in from the members of Celestial. The idea and the overall game plan was just perfect. They were able to bait out a lot of the players that were already holding from the seaside. And because Shadow was being forced onto that one particular angle, it just didn't work out that well for him. Plus, I don't know why they didn't wait for V to get into position before they started to opt for that retake. Slight bit questionable at the end of the day, but Zings just came in strong here. Being able to capitalize on all of the aggression being done by his teammates over from the opposite side. Was able to take the swing with the flash coming in from Top G. Sorry, not Top G, sorry. Swag. They found the space that they needed. Again, with the fast hit. They have the entirety of the seaside to play with. Zexo, they need to go in for another huge retake, but seemingly, the members of Celestials, they learned from their mistake before. They are no longer going to be holding on to the side because they know the extension is so crucial for them.
Oh, the Blade Storm, it's just not gonna work. Aspect was holding a very good angle. He was holding the spawn. Takes away the ultimate. Big investment coming in from the sides of V, but it's just not gonna work anymore. That was good. Crabbo finds a beautiful headshot, but at the same point gets traded off. Indy finds one more. Can he get the human out? No, it's gonna be Swag who finds Shadow. And with that, there's a lead for Celestials. That's exactly what they were seeking from the very first round. Now they do have their firm grasp. And looks like 69 Gunner is the one which is actually at the bottom fragging angle at this point. Zodiac has not yet popped off. So a lot of things has to happen. And it is going to happen for sure in the next few rounds. So let's wait and watch, because now finally, after a lot of rounds done, Exo has got a full buy. So this one needs to be in the name.
Honestly speaking, Gunner doesn't really need to get a lot of frags. Gunner's giving them so much space just through the utilization of one dash that at the end of the day, he's doing his job. Early smoke
Right.
being given out. As they're trying to make this hit in towards the B side. They have the time, they have the space, running across. Gunner! He's trying to bait out the utility from the defenders, and this is so perfect. Look at the amount of util that they were able to get out, and it allows Aspect to get into proper positioning to get a kill as well. The lurk was gorgeous, Aspect. He now opens up everything for his team. They're gonna try to make the run around. It's Zodiac. He's just stuck on an island. He pushed himself out completely without any form of a smoke in front of him either. This has just gone from bad to worse, Team EXO. Their discipline has been crushed, and their overall formula has also been found out.
If EXO is disciplined, I think Celestial is creative. That's exactly what they're creating. A lot of space, a lot of fakes, selling a lot of fake and confusing their opponent so far. Maybe a save? They can actually go for a fight. It's basically a 3v4 equation, but it seems like that the KJ is going to play on a back foot. Setting up the alarm bot and eventually getting all the info that they need if there is a flank coming in or a backstab that is going to work. But yeah guys, it's pretty much a save. Celestial knows that they do have the upper hand right now, and EXO has to save those 3 weapons so that they can be a little bit better in the next one. But for this round, this was a beautiful play where they actually baited out all the ultimates and all. Even I believe Cypher got a frag, but instantaneously got traded off as well. So not a very good situation for Team EXO anymore. Team Celestials, they are definitely finding their grasp back, and here comes a tactical timeout. Good decision, honestly, because whatever plan they had is just not working out. Let's crash it and find something better to work with.
They need more space. That's one of the biggest problems. They have no information whatsoever what's going on in the extremities. They're playing it so safe that just doesn't really bode that well for them. Think about it. You are playing defensively on the B side. That's completely fine. That's how you're supposed to do it. You don't have anyone really pushing up towards the A side. You have the Cypher rotating that early on from A when the plant has yet to go down completely, and he's playing in A heaven. It only takes him around 5 to 8 seconds to get from A heaven towards B link. A link. Or you don't really have any of our players pushing on towards C long, so you're not cutting off any possible rotation that the C players could do. And I do believe that this is exactly what the members of EXO are talking about. You can see a couple of the pings coming in, where from Celestial, they're probably expecting a C hit to be imminent from the defenders, where they are going to be the ones fighting for space. In Celestials, they're trying to build up a strategy to try and counteract that. Anything could happen in this particular round, because both teams, I do believe, have gotten that proper read.
Once again, trying to pose their threat towards the A site, and Cypher is the only one which is holding it up, but I think he's going to be more than enough with all those tripwires and all the info that he can gain for the team. And if it's an fully committed A hit, then obviously the teammates are going to regroup. But look at this, nobody's out there on B, but yeah, they're holding some angles. On C, we have Breach and Jet. Cypher is out there on the Haven, trying to get all the info that he needs. Now he's going to obviously play on the tripwires. One down. There's a second tripwire. I believe the second tripwire is also out, and it's going to be a plant, and now there is a call that it's a A hit. It's a post-plant scenario. Next 40 seconds are going to be very important. Aspect gets few of the shots, but not enough to completely put him away, so he's still there in the action.
This is really bad, Raider. Do you know why? That Breach ultimate in the hands of SWAT. They can't really go in for this hit anymore. They needed to take this fight a lot more earlier. Gunner's going to be able to find out one more. And look at the amount of utility that the members of Celestial have to just hold on to this. Six didn't even need to use Hunter's Fury. They're getting hold of frags here coming in from either side. Now it's all down to the 2v3. They can no longer even try to go in for this fight. Gunner's going to be the one to take the first duel. He gets the kill, has the dash to possibly get himself out. Maybe he's going to die. No, that's just not going to happen. The Celestials, they just take another round. And the thing is, Reader, it doesn't matter what would have happened in this particular round. The fact that they went into a 5v5 post-plan situation with the Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder, Team EXO, what's your game plan? You took the pause, but you didn't take an initiative to try and fight for it.
Exactly. There was no contention going on. I mean, they thought that once again this is going to be a fake, honestly. That's what I can read with their play style. Cypher was out there on A. He was there to get all the info that is needed. Obviously, he's not going to take a fight against 5 individuals who are trying to aim and eventually push in. And they do know that the ideal position for an individual to hold off is going to be either CT or eventually Haven. So I think that was a good call from Cypher's side. But eventually the others, that's exactly where things changed. But Sinks has been taken away by Shadow. That was a good one. Through the dark covers, this guy finds a very good shot to hit on. Now, so was down. No recons for the team. But still, a lot of fakes can be sold.
I need to see how this round's gonna go. Good early kill to just give them an edge here, but at the same time, that weapon yet to get retrieved as Aspect. He's looking for a fight, but Shadow, you know the expect the position Aspect. You died to this angle already. And now with the neural theft giving away all of the information, Celestials in a tough spot and in a tough call. Exo given the opportunity to turn everything around here. We still have the Rolling Thunder to worry about, but with the Defenders one also in hand, they can go in for this play. Top G still not in position here. It's going to be so late coming out from him too. 30 seconds will be on the clock, but Swag, you utilized the Rolling Thunder, but he got spammed out.
No.
Now that's wasted utility. And with that Exo, they're just going to be able to rush their way in. This was such a risky play. A Swag? I don't think he
Aggressive, as soon
expected
as
to get
he
killed like that.
utilized that fault line, the opponents knew where it is. Because that was a horizontal fault line for the aspect of the jet and all. They knew where the player is, and unfortunately, Swag fall into that trap. Got taken away. Not a very good ideal equation, because that rolling thunder could have been very, very beneficial in order to clear off a side and particularly push in. Or even in the post-plant scenario, it can be very beneficial for you. But now it's wasted, and it is going to take a lot of follow-ups just to be right there once again with the ready tag. 8 more to be precise.
I need to see how this is going to be working out for them. I mean, they just get stunned out, but it's completely fine. I need to try to work out this mid, and this is kind of one of the things Celestial does often, seemingly. They love to play towards that mid side, and Gunner is going to be able to be the one come into the rescue. A very aggressive duel hunt now with all of the utility being thrown out. They're gonna need to jump out almost immediately. They're gonna be able to survive this one as well. And Sinks, he's just not gonna get hit. The aftershock completely misses him. Now they're just given an opportunity to possibly go in for a re-hit. Swag showcasing his discipline as well, coming in from the opposite side. As Team Exo, they went into the awaiting arms of a trap.
Not a very good scenario. This one was a very good hit coming in from Celestials. It was almost a B commitment, but at the same point, the rolling thunder that came through from the defender's side, it worked pretty well. But the aftershock, that placement, it was a bit iffy. Now, Webber is the last one. Would love to save his weapon maybe, because he knows that this one is a goner. He's not going to bag out this round for sure. 9 rounds were dusted. Celestials definitely on the lead, and this is the ideal way they wanted to start off the action. Yes, of course, this is the pick of Exo, but it seems like that Celestials have read them every now and then, and they have figured out what they need to do, how they need to compete against these individuals. Look at this. I mean, every single strategy that Celestials is trying to build, it takes 2 to 3 rounds just to counter that for the sides of Team Exo.
That time and that luxury is not something that they will have. Undersphere is still in the cards for the members of Celestial. Exo, you need to get something online pretty quick. Only into the shadows to just play for information here. They are taking a much more aggressive approach in this particular round. Suns in hand, already taking the fight. Ample amounts of information, but with Gunner being in this position, he doesn't really have to worry about much. A couple of good flashes early on to just hold off the defenders from going in for anything aggressive, but a good chunk of spam being given out. Zvi, he takes out Gunner's HP, and that will slow down the overall attack. Ooh, crawl.
Meanwhile, on the Haven, Cypher got the info of the lurking KJ. Could be a B hit, or they can completely rotate back to A as well. It's just a tripwire which is holding off the B side. In order to push in, they need to get some angles covered, get some info where the players are, and then eventually push on. That's exactly where this KJ is going to be very beneficial. Look at KJ from the A shot now, trying to pencil around, trying to figure out if Zodiac is holding the same angle or not. But the breach can find, or maybe he's going to check out the barrel and shoot him away. A fault line
this
getting
is so
ready,
good.
but Zodiac goes on.
Look at
This
the
is
pencil.
not at all good. But fault line, it is going to act in. There's a flank that is going to come through.
Down A.
Shadow finds two more.
30 seconds left.
69 Gunner. Now he needs to plant. It's a 2v3. Still a doable equation. But with the help of this shrouded strip. No, 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 don't miss this one. Webber, he goes down. It's 2-2 now.
This is so risky. B already in for the angle. The paranoia is perfect, but Bindi, he was ready for it, and he's gonna be able to find this goal. Last one already spotted here. And it's all up to Gunner, down to 66 HP. The person who made him low, and he had the better timing and the better read. Celestials, they get the clutch for themselves. Good God, this was a very close round indeed. A couple of missteps here. As Team EXO, they were able to capitalize. The thing is, this was such a close round because a read was there from Team EXO, but thing is, even when you have that read, you have to hit your shots. B, you're messing up that duel over towards heaven. Pretty much costed your team the entire round. One
Exactly.
missed shot is all that it takes to end off a half. And pretty much, we are at the ultimatum point. It's either going to be an 8-4 or a 9-3. Because I do not see them winning this round. With the buys that they have.
Don't have the buy. Like they're playing on sheriffs. Half shields. Sings. But we is gonna be better this time for sure. Finds a valuable shot to hit on Gunner. Still holding the position. Will not let this weapon go out. Needs to put down V. He's going to put him away. Brilliant usage of that fault line and acted on it. That's again huge. PUBG is waiting for the flashpoint to work, and as soon as the flashpoint went in, 69 Gunner is going to find a wall bangable headshot to hit on Top G. That's how it's now a 4v3 equation. Is Nano Swarm? Shadow is out there. It's a Stinger that is available, but C is pretty much wide open. Some trips, some spy cams. Nothing is going to work. They're going to plant on C.
To see how far that they can go.
Ooh, lovely Shadow.
Coming in. You gotta love to see this man, Zane. Perfect in every regard as the Celestials.
Last round before
Really
the switch.
showcasing that they are out of this world. Team EXO, good early start, but they didn't really have much of a read. They're giving away space so quickly. Yeah, the stun did happen, but it doesn't really mean you run away from the angle. You have to be ready for every duel that could possibly come in your way.
One last round of the first half. They need to bring in the fourth one in order to start off good while they are attacking Tripwire, but they're unscathed. They do know that there is no one who is going to hold off window angle. Paranoia, nearsighted, both the individuals.
Yes.
Oh, but Shadow still finds it away. When he gets taken down, 69 Gunner super low. Receives a lot of damage. No, this is not good. Swag.
Shot.
It's converted. 69 Gunner still finds web of. But those two individuals, the Cypher and Shadow. Oh, a beautiful line of fire. 69 Gunner, what a beautiful play. Aspect on the other corner with that operator finds one more. Top G goes down. It all trickles down to V and has got operator of his own. I don't think so this one is going to be in their favor. It's a 9-3 for sure.
This does not make any sense. We started off so well. Now they're just dropping like flies. Don't see a glimpse of the team that we witnessed at the very beginning of the game coming into this particular matchup now on the late rounds. He's doing his hardest to try and pull off something individually, but against Gunner, it's not working. EXO,
Switching sides.
they've lost their way, but maybe as the attack swap comes in, they're gonna be able to do a little bit more. And I do not understand how Gunner was just allowed to be in this position and get 2 kills out of it.
Yeah.
Zodiac and Shadow were both watching the exact same angle when Zodiac flicked.
precisely, and with the burst of like 3 to 4 bullets, both of them were down and out. Not a very good situation for the first half of the sides of Team EXO. The way they started in this competition, the lower bracket was pretty amazing. Remember guys, we are talking about the lower brackets round 1. If you lose, you snooze, you're outside the competition. That's exactly where you don't want to be. Celestial seems to have got the grasp of that, but trust me, the second half is going to be even more fun. Either we're going to see a straight up one-sided domination, or we are going to see a sheer fight, good willpower, and brilliant aim and trigger discipline being worked at. But the beauty of having attack round is basically, specifically in the pistol rounds, the best part is that you can march in on a particular side. These fault lines were evaded. Players were stunned, but they just completely backed out.
I'm gonna be risking it just yet. A little bit more of a slower approach overall coming in from the members of Team EXO. Showing them they don't really play as aggressively. It's Gunner. He's gonna be the first one to try and take the hit here. Chances and opportunities already given. Gunner's gonna get stunned out. Needs to try and survive here, but B not gonna be letting him live anytime soon. A good smoke early on. It's V on the angle. He's gonna be spotted one of the players. Swag. He's playing it a bit too risky here, expecting no one to be on the back end of site. Small mistakes from the defenders could just be costly, but the attack is doing even more. Sings comes in strong for another one. He's looking for Shadow, but the anchor for the team, living, thriving, surviving, and headshotting his way to victory. Early spam, Shadow comes in strong with a triple kill to take the victory for Team EXO. That was a little bit too close for comfort, Trader. Good God.
That was a close round. That was definitely one of the closest one. And Aspect was like, yeah, I'm going to stick it. I'm going to make sure that the defusal happens, just like the second round. But unfortunately, the player was quick on his feet and he just completely swung around. Now there are some Spectres available. I think this one, in this particular round, Celestials would be eyeing for damaging their bonus buy. Their opponent's bonus buy, to be precise. The Vandals that are available, the Bulldogs that are being bought, they need to put them down. But Shadow, look at him. Being a controller, but still getting those 18 frags and a very good KDA. Has got 2 assists as well. That is definitely something huge that we can talk about from the sides of Team EXO. But on the other side, if you see Swag, Sings, these guys need to pop off now. As the info is very, very important. The fault lines, the flashpoint, the aftershock is going to be even more important in these next rounds. Backstab, it is going to get cleared away with the strip. A very beneficial one, to be honest. But still, so far in those 13 rounds that we have just witnessed, we have seen that Celestials definitely is looking tad bit better. Specifically, the trade fire situation that they're building, that is something which is working out a lot for them. They're checking different angles. Even if they are sticking with the same individuals, they're checking different angles. They're trying to figure out if there is some flank or some backstab that is working. That is exactly where they were good in the previous half. But as the second half started, Celestials have lost their pistol round. Now they are on a triple buy, obviously. They would be looking forward to at least damage the economy, if not win the round.
I need to see how this one's gonna go. V jumping in towards the site here already. Celestial.
Complete backstab.
Yeah. They wanted to go in for a mid push. They're gonna be able to give that one away. Fast on the rush. All of them are gonna be together. Dash possibly could be used across here, but instead they're going in for a runaround. Shadow found an isolated frag. He's gonna be able to find multiple. Zodiac getting the lineup that he wanted. The firing range has already been initiated. Shadow with the 2K and Zodiac with the 3. 5 to 9, ladies and gentlemen. It's EXO. They take the pistol round and of course the anti-eco, but 5 round is where this team really did struggle in that first half.
Let's see what happens next. It is not going to be a full buy equation for the sides of Team Celestials, as the way they lost all those sheriffs, it was not good. Not even a single frag was converted in their favor. So they're going to have some half shields, some utils to work with, and a lot of sheer power, aim, trigger discipline, and whatnot in their favor. It's going to be a C8, it seems like that. But so far, 2 rounds done. We have not yet seen a lot of fakes, a lot of interesting, intriguing strategy play coming in from the sides of Team EXO. Celestials is the one which is sitting on the back foot right now. Do not have that kind of advantage, specifically in the second half. But they're waiting for the right moment to strike on, as they do have some vandals to work with in this one. Plan is done. Seaside is where the opponents are going to reside at. Our drone gets a lot of info, but still Aspect is going to find one. Cypher goes down. That's brilliant. Breach. He needs to be put away. There is a trade. Shadow. And it's done, guys. Brilliant, brilliant post-plan retake coming in from the sides of Team Celestials. It will give them that double-digit anchor now.
This is not how you're supposed to play on that margin. They lost control. They didn't have backside control at all, and they opted to go in for a planned exo. They're taking a lot of very unnecessary risks here. They're causing their team to fall. I understand you didn't really have the weapons to do anything like that, but even then, you had the utility. You really needed to take that duel. It's not like the members of Celestial. They have a Cypher that you're going to have trouble breaking through a smoke from.
Turret out.
There are certain risks that you need to take. Unless EXO start taking those, I don't know how they're going to be able to turn this one on its head. Because Celestials, they've showcased that their retake strats, or in general, their overall retake potential, is through the roof, and you need to allow yourself space to bait out utility at the bare minimum. Otherwise, their retakes will just crush you.
We got the info on the Omen, but Windy, he gets compromised. It's a
What?
wallbag application that he is going to deal.
Where did he
that
get
was
wallbang
brilliant.
from?
From the
Don't
window,
tell.
I mean.
Oh, no,
No.
no. No way! That
It's
is
revealed with
such
the
a
help
good
of that owl
wallbang.
drone, and then eventually got fallback. That is definitely going to hurt. 4v5. A8 maybe. Yeah, they're approaching the A, but 69 Gunner is going to find one from the A shot. It's V who has been compromised. The duelist goes down.
Risky sinks. His angle's a lot wider than expected.
Uh-oh.
Still, the advantage will be the defenders, but it's all up to Swag to play this one smart. As long as he lives, it's gonna be a possibility for a victory. But Aspect, I think he found the timing. The lurk is accurate. Coming out from him, he heard both sets of footsteps here. He needs to try to find the opening now, but Shadow, expected, already spotted out one. He's ready for the first line of contact, and he wants his teammate to go in for a tuck. But Aspect, he has no idea what to expect. They could be even towards spawn. What are his options? He does have a turret, but he doesn't want to use it just yet. Recon Bolt to give them the space. No real answers here. Halfway defuse already done. They need to find the kill. But Aspect, he gets nothing. And Team EXO playing it smart here. They get one more round to just inch them closer to that equalization.
Yeah, once it's like 10-7 or 10 at scoreline, definitely there is no big difference between Celestials and EXO over there. And then maybe EXO is just going to pull through. But for now, I do believe that there is one more round that Celestials can lose. After that, they need to buckle up. Some Marshals, Classic, Bulldog, maybe some Singers. What not, man? It's basically an economical round coming in from their side, so they're not going to go big with the investments. They need to save this one. A Stinger, a Marshal, few Sheriffs to work with. AJ is going to get the info. It's a C hit. All three individuals, 4-5 individuals are just pushing in. Nano Swarm can be effective specifically for the post plant or maybe even the plant denial equation. But finally, the plant will happen. Flashpoint, it is available, I believe. He's just waiting. Swag is just waiting for the right moment when their whole teammates are going to chime in. This Marshal finds a crucial pick, but instantaneously Vabov compromises 69 Gunner, and here comes the Hunter's Fury as well. Now to deny the defusal.
They're gonna need to play this one fast because time's slowly but surely ticking away. The spam coming in through main, and they are just done. This is why C1 control is so crucial, especially when you're trying to opt for a retake. The C side pretty much reminds me of Sunset B side. That spam through main is just so difficult to try and take a win against. Immediately, Celestials, they're gonna take this pause to just break through any momentum that the members of Team EXO could be building here. And now, what's the answer? Because they're losing out on a lot of space on the C side. They haven't really been able to read what EXO are trying to bring onto the table. So if they want to get an answer, I do believe that it all depends on mid. Because if they have early mid control, maybe, just maybe, they're going to be able to go in for a possible retake over towards that C site a lot more faster and possibly catch the members of EXO off guard.
All of this happened to EXO as well. While they were defending, they were also looking a little bit on the back foot when there was a C hit coming in from the sides of Celestials. But there was one thing that Celestial was doing better, and that was the fakes, that was selling all the fakes and eventually distracting their opponents a lot. But it seems like that currently EXO does not even need that, because whenever they're pushing in, they're just getting all the value. They're just finding a lot of picks, they're getting the space that they need, going for the plant, and eventually the post plant is even better for them due to the fact that in the previous one they had Hunter's Fury available, and after that a lot of pre-fire to work with. They had the info, and the plant was for long on C, so they had the info where the play could be, and the idle pre-fires came through even in the dark covers. Aspect went down, and after that it was Breach who got compromised, and so on and so on and so forth. Beautiful pot line, but the play was busy utiling the opponents. But me is going to find him. Swag goes down, and it's still not a back out. They're still pushing in. No way.
This team really needs to focus on that one. Sobji is trying to find that early hit here. Aspect, he's taking space, and this is so perfect. Now they have that read that there's no one playing towards C long. The possibility of a hit towards C is pretty much non-existent. Early recon pull towards B as well. They have been able to find a lot of space here with all of the utility that they were able to get. Aspect, he's already in for the push. Celestials, that's a Killjoy lockdown that could have been on that angle, but because the Cypher is no longer in contention, they need to hold the flank. EXO, they're taking a lot of time for this overall execute. Aspect, he might just find 2 kills here if he plays his cards right.
No. Timing, the turn of events, the precision, the trigger discipline, it was just better. 2v4. And is he going to spot? There's an aftershock which is getting ready. Sings finds one, instantaneously gets traded off. It all trickles down to what Vindy can do. Utilizes the shouted step, finds one. Here comes the all drone, will not get any info. The dart is not going to hit him. Trying to confuse him.
One enemy
It
remaining.
becomes the last one starting.
Nice
Finds one.
shot.
Beautiful pick. Needs to get the second one. Classic. It will not work. The play was round about at 100 HP. Ah man, well fought. But it's 8-10 already. Too close for comfort.
We're gonna need to go on for an ego here.
I have money.
Possibly the one saving grace that the members of Celestial have is the Blade Storm to play with. But you can tell that EXO just
Right here.
are in a league of their own for this attack side. The defense, a lot more shaky, but the 9-3 curse really working out in their favor. They're one step closer towards getting this equalization, but this is going to be a hurdle that they need to cross. And Gunner and his Blade Storm would just be the biggest issue. They're going to be able to break the tripwire out, and Gunner catching a lot of space. EXO, they're not really going for this hit in towards the A side as fast as you would have expected. Aspect, he's just holding down the line. He has enough utility to try and stop this plant as well. And with so much utility in the hands of the defenders, they can take this they can take as long as they need to, because Gunner, he's on the flank, and he's possibly going to be able to find the kill as well. And that's a big one, because that's control already being taken away, and one by one the members of Celestials, they've taken away the site.
Plant has been done. There's one who has been detained. Shadow, he fights back. But there's going to be a defusal coming in from 60 and Gunner, no doubt in that. It's a thrifty that they have pulled off. Brilliant round. But you need to save those weapons, man. You don't go that aggressive. 8-11. An inch away from the match point. Just 2 rounds away from winning this particular map in their name. It's a map pick for EXO, guys. Do not forget that. This flank that came through, all thanks to the ruckus that happened with the help of the Hunter's Fury. I think nobody even dared to check the back sides. Nobody even had the idea that somebody is going to wrap them from the back. The tripwire I believe Jet just completely updrafted, evaded it, and it's a tactical timeout for attackers right now because yeah, they were looking phenomenal. They started with 9-3 in the second half. They have 8 rounds. That means they won 5. On the hindsight, if you talk about Celestials, they just won 2. But there is a reality that Celestials is just inches away from their match point and just 2 rounds away from their win in their opponent's map pick. So that's exactly where EXO needs to once again buckle up, do whatever they were doing in the first 5 rounds where they won, of the second half, build some beautiful flanks, some amazing deceptions against their opponents. Then only they might just win. Otherwise, Celestials, they are finding their grips back. And even for the postman scenario, they do have the Rolling Thunder for a very expensive recon they have from the Shadow. So they can use all of that to just confuse their opponent.
Making a lot of very simple mistakes that's costing them rounds here. One by one, those mistakes are really starting to add up. Unless things do take a change for the better. EXO, the last round will be coming to haunt them again. They've understood that the flank is where the members of EXO are the weakest here. They're taking advantage of that, but that one small advantage, it needs to get patched up quickly. Because EXO, they're playing phenomenally on this attack side. They're able to take advantage, they're able to take space pretty well. Owl Drone, giving some information away. The operator, soon to be spotted, and Gunner! He possibly is done for. Shock darts coming through strong. Utility also giving him a tiny bit of space. The Rolling Thunder giving him even more, and now they're just going to be able to hold. As long as they get this kill, they're going to be able to find it. 1-for-1 trade coming in from either side, but Bindi, he's the one to go down instead for the defenders. That's your smokes now gone. And that's going to open up a lot of options for the attackers to easily go in for an A-rush, because without those defensive sided smokes, the Killjoy can't really do as much as a Cypher could.
Oh, counter Rolling Thunder onto the A side. They are going to flood in. Aspect is going to get caught off guard, but no, Swag came back with a very good recovery. He's going to find a 3K, and finally Sinks is going to end up having the last one for himself. And it's basically 12-8. 4 rounds of a buffer. Match point already delivered in the favor of Celestials. The operator did not even find a single one. I do believe this time maybe 69 Gunner can actually hold off the A side. Maybe he's going to find some good value over there. Because we have seen that the only ideal push that has worked a lot in these later periods, in these later rounds for the sides of Team EXO is basically on the A hits. On C, yes, they have found some good runs, but that was initially beneficial for them. But right now, when they have some utils to work with and a lot of weapons, decent weapons to work with, out here they are struggling quite a bit.
They truly are, but same time, playing smart is also a requirement for them. Overall, the members of EXO, they're taking a lot more of a methodical approach here because of what happened in that last round. They're expecting Celestials to go in for a push, but Celestials, because they have an operator in their hands, they don't really need to do that. It's all about the timing and to go in for the hold. The operator already spotted this Gunner. Did pop the tailwind, so doesn't really have that free get out gel card that could have used to survive in the later rounds. But overall, Celestials, they're still in a pretty significant advantage. Mindy, he's waiting for any form of sound that will be thrown at him on this B side, and that paranoia is just going to be able to hold them back. Hold pretty much everyone back for such a long time. They have the plan, they have the isolation, they're going to be able to catch out the Gen as well. Everyone from Celestials, they were ready for this hit to come in. Run down from the smoke, Aspect's going to be able to take one. They're just doing whatever the hell they want at this point. Celestials, they will take this victory away, and the map of Haven will guarantee be theirs.
Lovely, lovely.
Defenders win.
Bindi nails the final shot, and that's exactly how Team Celestials is going to bag out their very first victory in this Season 6. And in the lower bracket, in order to survive, in order to thrive, you need to get as many victories as possible. You need to make sure that there is a beautiful pressure onto your opponents. And remember guys, once again, I would like to put down this fact that EXO had this map as their own pick. It was decided from their side that they're going to play Haven, a triple-sided map, which is currently not that much into the ideal picks. We have seen Bind a lot, we have seen Ascent a lot, even Split has been the choice. But Haven, no more, not so much. But anyway, guys, all said and done, EXO, they decided to go with Haven. It did not really work for them. So let's have a look at the highlights as well, the crucial moments for sure.
There were a lot of moments, I would say, from the very beginning up till the very end, that both the sides of EXO and of course Celestials that they should be proud of. But overall, I would say that Team EXO kind of fell short because they were relying a little bit too much on their discipline and not on their creativity. These were two different contrasts just completely going up against one another, and the adaptability that were being showcased by the members of Celestials is what primarily gave them such a significant edge. Every turn that EXO took, every time that we expected EXO to be the ones to be victorious, it's just that one small play from an individual, from the members of Celestials, that completely hindered the plans. They were so confident taking every duel that was thrown into them that, other than Shadow, I don't think anyone was even prepared to take a lot of these gunfights. This was a recurring theme over and over again for the side of EXO, where they just kept getting caught off guard. Even in this particular round where Bindi was able to catch out the Sova, it's very common that an Omen player would teleport their way on towards Heaven after they cleared out the angle from the Cypher. That's a lot of free space that they need to take control of. This was just... I don't know what else to say here, Raider, because it felt as though EXO, they planned out their attack site so well, but there were so many gaps left on their defense that they expected that, oh, we're on the defensive side, we can just wing it and take a victory.
Honestly, we as a casters were expecting that EXO, being a very strategic team, they're going to have some benefit in their defense rounds, but that never really worked out for them. Just got 3 in their name. Out of those 3 rounds, the first 2 were already in their favor, the pistol round and the bonus buy, and after that they just got 1 more. But those diffusals that Aspect was trying to work on never really worked out. He was like 70% in, and then Shadow just peeked in. So yeah, in attack, we got to see a lot of beautiful plays coming in from the sides of EXO, and there were many more moments where we got to see some huge mistakes being done. For example, that previous crucial moment that we got to see where C-sides was flooded and they planted, but they never took the control of the back. And that's exactly where everything went down for them. So there were certain moments where even EXO got on the back foot. But if you talk about the whole picture, Team Celestials, they never really lost the control. Whenever it felt like they are going to lose a lot of rounds, they just went in for the tactical timeout, deciphered what they need to do. But this round was a little bit closer when you could have taken them away if the reload was there, if there was sufficient ammo, but the timers were running low, so they were countered. But the flanks, the backstabs, in a lot of rounds we got to see that EXO was able to like completely convert that. They were able to get the insight of where the backstabs are coming in from, but due to the help of that Hunter's Fury, the players was already in so much chaos that they never got the insight that there is a backstab that is working, and that Thrifty that they pulled off, it completely took the whole map in turns in favor of Celestial.
Absolutely. You could see that Shadow was just pretty much the rising star for all of it. Yes, of course, he was on the controller, mind you, on that side. A little bit of a mishap coming in, but I would say that the rising stars for Team EXO was just one particular player, but for Celestials, everyone pulled their weight. Every single player that you would witness from their team, they have 15 kills, 20, one with 19, one with 12, one with 13, while EXO just had Shadow. He dropped 26, but that's just not going to be enough. You need everyone to really step up to the table in those kind of instances. And again, they were just not aware of what Celestials were trying to do. That awareness is a factor that comes through repetition and practice in a particular map. And as we jump on down over into the MVP, I'm not going to be surprised if Shadow does take this. He did get the highest amount of frags and ACS. He played well, but in contrast, his team were just not able to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, he did some wonderful stuff. You can clearly see 26 frags is not an easy job to do. He was pretty on point with his trigger discipline, but at the same point, as you rightly called it out, the team support, it was kind of missing. And this is going to be a very key part of the whole season 6, guys, because there has been a lot of roster shuffles, and due to that we're going to see a lot of synergy issues. Individuals might pop off, but as a team they might fail. Again, EXO is a very big example of that for now. Similar things happened to them in the upper bracket as well when they were fighting the quarterfinals. Yeah, we didn't saw the broadcast for that, but yes, the results kind of tell us that it was a similar storyline for EXO in the upper bracket as well. But now the question is, what will happen next? Because up next we do have Ascent. We'll take a short break, guys, and after that we'll be back with the second map to see if there is a comeback coming in from Team EXO. Stay tuned.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, the Esports Showdown Series Season 6 Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron, with our GPA partners Zotac Gaming, and of course, our media partners, Gossip.gg. And hey, that was a very short little break, because here at the Esports Club, we don't believe in long breaks. We all believe in constant Valorant action. And will that Valorant action be a map number 3? That's what we're here to find out, because the members of Team EXO did drop the ball when it came down to the very end. But Team Celestials, they just played out of their minds. They had all of the reads and they could understand the weaknesses of Team EXO and read them like an open book. On the map of Ascend, though, this could be a completely different story if and only if Team EXO are going in for something a little bit more unconventional. We need to find that out soon. And hey, that soon is already here. We're jumping on down over in towards the game with the agent selection coming in and a possibility of a breach.
That's interesting. I mean, a breach, I don't know if it's going to be that beneficial or not, but yeah, they can still pair that fall line, the flashpoint and aftershock, along with the recons coming in from Sinks and Weber probably. Yeah, these are the two individuals who played the Suba in the previous map as well. But remember guys, this is a map pick for Celestials. They would love to maintain their streak. They would like to go 1-0 from 2-0, 2-0 to from 1-0, what they were able to already secure in the map of Haven. They need to get that second map also in their favor. That is also going to be equally important. On the hindsights, if we talk about Team EXO, Zodiac, Shadow definitely popped off a lot, but that team support is somewhere which was missing. So let's see if they're going to find that in this pretty conventional map.
I am very confused of how they're going to be playing on this Ascent with the breach, because I kind of get what breach can really bring onto the table, but at the same time, there's a reason why KO is very strong and on this map as well. It's because of that 1-0 point. Being able to cut off a lot of the options that could be coming in. This is going to be extremely interesting, to say the very least. Ascent is being played on the exact same setup as Haven. I mean, at least it's different, right? We're not going in for the same old Ascent that we've been seeing from the dawn of time.
Yeah. Same Sova KO combination. It's not going to happen, guys. It is going to be a Sova combination along with a breach for this time, and we will get to see KJs coming in from both the sides. So this is going to be equally interesting. Let's see how it will in turn result. For a brief moment in season 4 or season 5, we got to see a lot. Season 4 specifically, we got to see a lot of Clove picks. Was the smoke agents for the controllers, but lately it seems like that everybody is just coming back to square one, the Omen, and it has helped a lot. Obviously, with the dark covers, the shorter step, and the paranoia, it can give you the advantage of all three type of agents. So would love to see what kind of impact once again it is going to bring, because I think in order to enter, in order to attack, those dark covers needs to be placed in a very good manner from the sides of Team EXO. And they need to bring that advantage from the very first round, so they can have that upper hand. I mean, to be honest, they had that upper hand in the previous map as well for the first 2 rounds, but after that, they just completely toppled down. Did not repeat that. Paranoia, got a potion. Oh, yeah, aspect is super low now.
And he needs to make a break for it here already. Can't really take that duel anymore as Zodiac finds that first hit aspect. Already low on HP, didn't really want to hunker down instead of the side. Sinks is kind of following that same boat here. 2 players very low for the defense. They can't really risk anything now. They have to rely on Gunner to give them that opening pickup. Multiple players coming in from either side. So with the dash, Gunner in position to take that first duel. He's going to be able to find it. Holding down, it is going to be Bindi, but looks away at the worst possible time. And Zodiac, he gets a triple, with the rest of his team being able to capitalize. Celestials kind of carrying on that curse from that last map where their piss rounds are not really that potent.
Yeah.
They're going to be suffering for a little bit, but knowing their buy rounds and their strengths when the weapons are in their hands, I don't really think that they're as rattled by this one loss.
And given the fact that Ascent is a very pretty much defense-oriented map, if you are good at defense, I do believe that the attackers are going to have a tough time to penetrate the sites and eventually get the plan done. So for that reason, I do believe that once the 3rd round gets started, there will be a different site to watch. Aspect, flashed. He is going to easily pick him apart. Swag rotates back. All the individuals are pushing through, but he is still holding the Konami Vandal in the hand. patiently waiting, see if somebody is going to get put down. But it's a good decision to check out both houses because we have seen in a lot of matches that individuals love to hold that angle and then eventually just shut down their opponents once they do not check it. So it's a good decision to check every nook and cranny at this point so that they can be ready with every single retaliation. But look at this, everybody except V is right there in the boathouse. So it's basically 4 weapons aiming onto you now.
It's going to be very interesting of how they're even going to try to go in for this hit. I think they're just all going to wait on the opposite side and possibly get kills from there. The recon ball being given out early. Stun was perfect. They are trying to hold down the attackers for as long as they possibly can. On the spawn side, maybe one's going to die to the spike, but nope, not going to happen. If and only if the defenders were able to find a couple of kills, this would have been perfect because all the members of EXO would have died to the spike. But they were just not able to hold on to that plan, but a really good try, I would say, coming in for the members of Celestial. That was a very creative idea.
Well, now it's the moment where they need to come back, and there is already a tactical timeout. Interesting. They
I
are
think
on the upper
someone's having
hand,
issues.
maybe, but at the same point, they are trying to plan something different. Maybe this time, because in their previous map, while they were attacking, they was having a very steady approach. Like if they are hitting A, they are hitting A. There is no flanks coming through. There is no deception that is working. There is no sentinel which is lurking on the back. All of that was kind of missing from the sides of EXO. But in this particular map, things like that can happen. Your sentinel can go on the top mid or maybe on the catwalk, maybe go through market as well, or completely go back to the A side while you're trying to enter B. All of that can work. But having a KJ, which is currently lacking in terms of the utils like nanoswarms and the turret and Lambot, it's not a very good scenario for the sides of Celestials. But finally, in this third round, once they have the full buy, they're obviously going to purchase those nanoswarms which they can implicate and try to avoid all of those initiations coming in from the sides of Team EXO, because in the last 2 rounds, Jet and Breeze just completely just march in. Anyway, guys, tactical timeout is done. Now it's the time for the real testimony.
A lot of different problems here now to be seen as we early fight. He's gonna need to try to get even more information for himself. The dodge from the recon bolt, Celestials are still left guessing of what the overall plan could be like. Stun in hand as Swag. He's waiting for a little bit more information before he wants to go in for this rush, and a hit is top G!
Not good.
Ready for the duel. Mad Bulldog able to sing the song of death. A lot of missed opportunities as Aspect. A little bit shaky on his aim. There's so many different chances that they could have had to play for information, but they just didn't.
Oh,
Zings
the timing.
just gave up on it. No, not like this. Zodiac, he already saw him. But Zings
Never mind.
was none the wiser.
Tried to take a 1v1 duel. Didn't work. Now Bendy and 69 Gunners completely go for a save. It's basically a rinse and repeat type of moment coming in for me, honestly, from the sides of Team Celestials, because that's exactly how they kind of started to topple down once EXO took the attacking half under their control in the previous map of Haven. Yes, it's a double-sided map. It's a map where if your defenses are good, you can easily nail down your opponent. But I think what is really important is basically how those nanoswarms are going to act, how those sentinels are going to work. Windy and 69 Gunner, not a very good side for you. They are going to get spotted eventually, it seems like that. But Windy is going to take both of them down. They'll get those weapons if they want. But yeah, guys, not a very good scenario for Team Celestial so far. They've lost 3 big rounds.
What I don't understand more is why, in the name of God, are they playing so passively when they have a breach on their team? They can take so much active space for themselves, and they're playing as if they have a KO on their roster. I have no clue what Celestial is planning, but maybe they have a Grandmaster plan that I don't really understand as a caster, but unless they start to instigate it soon, this overall game plan that they have was just not going to bear any fruit for them. Early smoke being utilized in the worst possible way, I would say. Flash coming through from either side, they're trying to take the space, but this is very risky. The smoke that they placed as well, not really the best, because there could have been a chance where the attackers were able to cross about. And one cross could have caused problems for the Jet, but even then, they were able to scare off the members of
Aspect.
EXO. They did not take a lot of
Oh.
aggressive space. His Aspect, he's standing out in the open.
Bulldog pick. That was good. Gets the frag. Swag is going to equalize the number, but at the same point, the entry can be done. Sings finds Vabov as well. Owl drone to get the info. There's a player who has been already
Scanning ahead.
concussed with the help of that fault line. Oh no, Zodiac, brilliant! That was good. That was very, very important to get those 2 frags done. They do get it.
Planted.
Now it's basically Swag
Placing
and his
swamp grenade.
teammate Hindi who needs to pick up the pace. Possibly win this round in their control. But Zodiac, he outmaneuvered their opponent.
Last player
Oh
standing.
no, what? Why?
Oh,
Why,
Swag?
Just waited too long. Okay, finally you're going to take the trade of Zodiac, but at what cost? Lost the complete track. And eventually the round is
There
done.
is no way
It's
you didn't
4-0
expect
already.
that.
Yeah.
Swag, someone is going to be watching Speedway. That is a must-have case. You already walked in so deep. You do not need to try and test your luck even further. Members of Celestial, they're a little bit too... How do you put it?
Turret out.
What's the word for it, Raider? Overconfident, I would say? There's another word for it, but I
harsh.
can't really... No,
Yeah, I have
come
a
on,
word
you're
in the
not
mind
telling
as
me
well.
there.
The wine, let's
But
see what 6 and 9
it's
is
just-
gonna do.
I,
Yeah.
I don't really get what's the ideology coming in for the members of Celestial. Like now, yeah, of course, you're playing it a lot more aggressively. That is good. You need to try and play for this space because you have that breach in your arsenal.
Right there.
Look at the minimap. Tell me, Raider, look at the
Yeah.
minimap. Where are your 2 initiators? Where is your Jet?
The initiators are deep in tree, and Jet is like, yeah, I'm going to hold the B main. No, man, this is not how things are going to work. A dark cover. But honestly, in this particular round, it's something that I can maybe justify because of the fact that they don't have buy. They were playing on angles, and it actually worked out for them. Look at this. They found a very valuable frag, but Zodiac is going to in turn reciprocate. Sinks goes down on Jin. Aspect, he will get one. That was brilliant, but you need to put down Zodiac. This guy is just creating a lot of ruckus. 69 gonna find Shadow, Bindi finds Zodiac. It all trickles down to the breach. They do have weapons right now. Should not lose this round. This is the one where they can break the silence, open up, and build the momentum.
He's waiting for the smoke to fade at least. Smart overall, but this angle is just gonna be a tough one to break. Bindi already spotted out one.
Thrifty.
He's gonna be able to get the headshot to finish everything off as well. First, very crucial round coming in from the members of Celestial. That too on a Thrifty. They're able to keep all their economy built up and hurt the members of EXO to the point of possibly no return. Because they still have ample amounts of money to go in for buys for 2 more rounds, but even after that, because of the loss streak bonus that's gonna be building up, they have 3 buys going into this. So a 3-4 scoreline is what the members of Celestial are hoping for before they can get any form of an advantage. And I'm not even counting the ultimates that could be coming online for EXO, unless the defenders, they play for proper ult point control.
Operator. Bot lane. Shuts down the turret. KJ was right there. But I think this operator could have been a mystery for the sides of Team EXO. But anyway, now they do know that somebody is out there on B. Somebody who can shut them down. You know, the smallest peak. So they're not probably pushing over there, but they're trying to take some space on A mains. Even on Catwalk, there is some info that they're trying to gather. Dark covers goes through on the top mid. And from there, few rotations. Yes, if you see, the Sova is already on the move, trying to infiltrate the tree. But out here, we have Sinks. One single pixel can be valuable out here. But Vabov, his position is revealed. He's back out a bit. Now he's going to push once again. Gunner is holding this angle. But the recon will not get them any info.
I'm very afraid of this one operator, you can already tell. Expecting the operator to be on almost every single angle. And with Swag having the sun ready. Good early nano swarm to give them even more space to play with here. Dash across, the shot needs to connect, an Aspect He's gonna be able to shut down the first. He's gonna be able to shut down the second as well. The Killjoy PV anchor, ladies and gentlemen, Aspect,
Down B.
an iron wall that all of the members of EXO just ran into.
10 seconds left.
And this is what Celestial need, and Zodiac causing some problems, but it just will not be enough. Good round overall, 2-4, ladies and gentlemen. As EXO, they still have the bye, but this round will rattle them for certain.
They waited too long. That initial shot of operator was in their minds till the end. It was ringing in their heads. And at the end, they decided to hit B once again, where they met Aspect. And this time, Aspect was not taking it easy onto their opponent. Talking about the ultimates, guys, EXO can infiltrate. They do have the Hunter's Fury available and the Lockdown as well, which they can use easily on the B side. But what kind of a denial will be there? That's what I want to know. Fault line, Nano Swarm maybe. Decent damage could have been delivered. But still, not enough to completely put anyone down. But it's a hit that is not going to be valuable enough. So it seems like that the guys of EXO are just going to take some space on B and then flank out, go to the spawn, CT spawn, and then rotate back to A. Maybe somebody is still going to hold B and then eventually he will try to take some space. I think that is something which KJ would love to do over there. But yeah, guys, all said and done. Now it seems like that Celestial knows what needs to be done and how they can put down their opponent. And it looks good for now.
It's pretty difficult here, but an instant rotation coming in from EXO over towards the A side. Not really the best of smokes, and you know why I don't really like that smoke either, because you don't really play for information anymore. Anyone can cross the smoke and clear out vines, allowing them a pretty much free entry towards the A side. There's absolutely nothing to really scare them here. Ultimates coming through, not really being able to find any form of catch here. Bindi able to survive and just beat that boogeyman. Anyone who tries to take aggressive control of Heaven will be in a tough spot. Perfect aftershock to just hold down the line, allow the defenders to come into proper position. Bindi given an opportunity to maybe go in for something big here, but he's still not risking anything. Flashes across and he's still just going to be playing it smart. Not being overly aggressive, able to catch out the first. He's looking for the second, but Top G is going to be the one to shut him down instead. And one by one, the members of Celestial are giving away space.
Backed out a bit. There's an Odin available. The Nano Swarm is going to push them a bit. And it seems like that Sinks on the other corner is just going to evacuate maybe or try to fight back. Let's wait and watch. KJ out there is there to hurt. Wants to take some exit frags. Well, of course, Aspect is going to get one, maybe two. No, Zodiac is going to completely shut him away. They were able to save that op, which is a big investment for sure. Those 4,700 creds is something that they needed to be there in their favor for the next few rounds. But honestly, so far we have not yet seen a very big hit coming in from 69 Gunner with that operator. A tactical timeout, once again to plan, plot, and then execute. Two good rounds were there in the favor of Team Celestials, but seems like that now they're just once again toppling down. And the most intriguing part of the last round was the way EXO decided to completely back out, went from the CT spawn, entered A, utilized that Rolling Thunder to concuss the player who was there in the tree. I believe that was the other breach coming in from Celestials. That's how they got their entry. But there was a very big time period where we got to see a lot of trigger discipline coming in from Sinks. He could have swung, he could have at least created some chaos in between the opponents. But yeah, guys, the previous round was not at all ideal for the sides of Team Celestials.
Just too many different variables that they need to worry about. And Celestials, I don't know why Bindi just didn't opt to go in for a fight a lot more earlier. He had that opportunity, right? The breach was flashing for him and everything was being given to him as well. To easily go in for a possible hit. No one would be holding Heaven at that point of time because of the amount of pressure being thrown out because of the breach. They're not really utilizing their composition to its fullest degree, and hopefully this round with this pause, they're going to be able to get into proper gear once again. Gunner, as the operator, trained and ready for the player that could be coming in. Top mid. Good early bouts of information now being gained from either side. They have an idea of what is really going on with a possible mid take coming in from that jet, but As long as that operator is on the table, we know that none of the members of EXO, they're going to be taking a lot of risky duels. They need to be very methodical in their overall approach. They want to deny Gunnar any form of value. And up till now, they're doing a wonderful job.
Pindy switches back to Haven. 69 Gunner still trying to find if somebody is going to lurk, and there is a guy who is still trying to lurk. That's the KJ. If he spots him, that's well and good. Maybe he's going to take that break. Yup, of course. 69 Gunner gets one. He needs to get the second one as well. Cloudburst, but dashes away. Good decision. He's going to escape. He's going to survive. Oh, brilliant shot by 69 Gunner, and there's an aftershock. He's going to put down top G as well. Stinks goes down, and Stinks actually fights back and puts down B. Swag. And then Shadow also gets compromised. This was a good one from the sides of Celestials, and it only happened because of a bit of a commitment being shown from the sides of Celestials. If you see from Market, 69 Gunner went towards mid, tried to fight back from there, got a value on KJ, and then eventually there was a good support coming in from their teammate. 69 Gunner just came back into the cover, fought back again from the mid, got two more values. That's exactly how a team is going to shine, that coordination. And if it's going to work, you might just have a 2-0.
Get out of my way.
Absolutely. Doing a wonderful job at this point, running across B. How is he even alive? They're gonna need to live through this one. So much utility now being thrown in front of them. Gunnar trying to protect Sings with his own life here for as long as he possibly can. Too many players coming in from either side. Shadow's going to be able to find the hit here. One more with the classic. He needs to get this kill soon, but the pincer was gorgeous. The members of Celestial just couldn't find the read as much as they would have wanted. Celestials now, they do have the Rolling Thunder to get an entry in towards this B side, but it all depends on the timing. Top G on the angle. He's going to be able to find the first hit. The Hunter's Fury still in the hands of EXO. With the Sova playing all the way on the back end here, they need to use this ult soon. They need to run it as quickly as they possibly can, but Swag is not risking it. Off of the side, in towards the opposite side here. They're going to be able to run their way in. Zodiac understanding the ultimates that were and they're waiting on the opposite side of this. It's one by one, they're able to run everything down. Team EXO, they have the perfect read. The map of Ascent is theirs.
So far it is, of course. The way they are playing, it's highly unlikely that Celestial is going to find a firm ground to fight back against. And while being on the defense, the job that you wanted to do to get at least 6 in your name is already done from the sides of EXO. It's all about how much of a buffer you're going to maintain against your opponent. Because in Haven, it was basically a scoreline of 9-3 that happened in the first half while Celestials were defending. Well, attacking, sorry, not defending. And EXO was the one which was trying to defend in the very first half. But now, seems like that things will change probably. Celestials, they do have decent economy to work with. 69 Gunner once again big on his investment. Swag on the other corner is going to find top G. That's a good pick, and here's a flashpoint. Finds one instantaneously, gets traded up by Babov. Zodiac is going to find 69 Gunner as well. What is happening with Zodiac? Every now and then he's just pincering around. He's just making sure that his opponents are actually on the back foot. 3v3. Still the fight can go anywhere. It is not at all an advantage for the sides of Celestials anymore.
Shadows traveling.
So risky too, Bindi. Waiting on the angle. He plays it aggressively. He spots out 2 and he's going to be able to take out 1.
I have the
Now it's time to play it slow, buddy. You still have one more smoke to maybe utilize. Or it's the right side of the entrance. He's not going to be risking much here. They're trying to jump their way through, but with one Omen, he's going to be able to be the game changer for his team. Zodiac still alive and kicking here. And he causes all the problems, but sinks. With one shock dart and a body shot as well. He's going to be able to shut him down. Celestial. They're trying to break themselves back in towards this match, but it's very risky. They're having a tough time trying to figure out a lot of the strategies being implemented by EXO. And until and unless they get that first initial opening kill as defenders, Team EXO, they're not really rattled by anything. If they're allowed to play as a 5-man, their overall game plan and strategy is just far exceeding anything that Celestial are bringing onto the table with that breach.
Yeah, I mean, specifically for the defense, yes, I totally believe that it's just not working, but 69 Gunner is going to undermine that guy known as Top G. The breach goes out. Once again, an advantage for Celestials. They need to equalize the stand. It should be a 6-6 if they really want to start on a good note and win the pistol round as well in the second half. We'll talk about that, but for now, it seems like that opportunity for Team EXO is just getting in mind. Will not get any more chances to just peek around, swivel around, because they are actually on a very economical buy this time again. They have sheriffs to work with. So EXO is just going to take it slow. Probably find some valuable frags, get some good weapons. Then they might get some values. But it's basically everybody is just converging onto the A mains. And Bindi is the one which is just holding the lone wolf out here. On 3, we do have the breach also. But 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals out there. Oh, he did not even dare to swing. Knew that there are 4 sheriffs that are aiming onto him. It's better to just completely evacuate and let their teammates work. Help them away. Try to swing some classics, some sheriffs. It will not work, but Zodiac every now and then will find some of the value for the team. Not a good scenario. Not a good scenario. 69 gunner on the other corner compromises Shadow. The last one standing wanted to plant. Let's stop the plant. Fight back. There's a spike. Takes a spike. Just 30 more seconds. But KJ is wrapping up.
You're gonna be able to spot out pretty much everything here, but no! I was so worried for a second because Zodiac, he had the read there. But Gunner with a shorty, just being a menace to society.
Last round to use our creds and abilities. Don't waste your firepower.
I don't really know what was the game plan coming in from the members of EXO in this round. I don't know why Top G went in for a swing from mid. You gave away a free kill. You gave away your breach to your opponents when you know that they have an operator on the table. That is risky. Team EXO, I do believe they're letting the rounds get into their heads here.
I believe that.
One more to get to a 6-6.
Yeah. One more win and it's basically equalized. Abrav, dash in. B is right there in the sight. 69 Gunner misses the shots. Here comes a lockdown, wants to break it open, but EXO Zodiac is going to find Aspect. That was brilliant with Bindi. He's out there, coming for the backstab. 69 Gunner, the other one remaining. What a brilliant usage of the Rolling Thunder. Top G pushes his opponent back. Now they're just waiting. Both of them are just waiting for this ultimate to dissipate, and now it's done. Let's see if there is something valuable that 69 Gunner can do. Will he find this pick? He will. The Top G on the other corner finds a valuable wall bangable headshot. Now those nanoswarms are not going to work.
They have stuns and flashes.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no,
done.
a stun.
He's done.
And the Hunter's Fury. That's how it's a 7-5. Now Celestial, they're really in a dire need of winning a pistol round on their attack. And honestly, this will be the first pistol round that they're going to win if they do win.
Ouch. I mean, as soon as I saw a Breach and a Sova staying alive up till the very end, and the Sova had a Hunter's Fury, good luck ever trying to go in for a fake and winning out on the round without killing the Breach somehow. Nice try overall coming in from the members of Celestial, and honestly speaking, a 7-5 half is not really anything that you should be sad about, because normally with the Breach-based combination, you should be the ones to win out on the defensive side because you can play a lot more aggressively, but understandably so. Maybe the members of Celestials, they didn't really have a lot of aggressive strats. They wanted to play reactively, and maybe that reactive nature will translate into a lot more space for them here on the attack side. Do have a lot of utility to play with as they're trying to work their way up towards the B side. Slide openings being given too from EXO. It all depends on this pistol round. If they're able to take this pistol, notoriously they don't really have the best of pistol rounds, but even then, EXO, they're expecting a mid hit. The mid play is not coming in front of them just yet.
Brilliant, dashes away, puts the door down. A plan needs to happen, and at the same point, if you talk about a flank, look at this from Rafters, from Catwalk, sorry, we have the KJ. This is gonna be interesting. If KJ finds some valuable pick, that would be it. The plan is done. They're planning on how they want to go with the post plan. But with the help of that reveal, they get a lot of info, and that aftershock is going to really pinch around the players. They're super low now. Everybody is low, but the KJ, she'll come from the back. Aspect still goes down. Shadow Windy. Swag goes on. It's all trickling down to what Shadow can do. And Gunner can do. He finds one.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, the weapon was in reload. But what was that? My complaints are with Aspect because he came back with a big, huge flank, but still got undermined by the other guy. That was not something which was ideal. Look at this. Shadow, he finds one, but instantaneously Zodak, he counters the other guy, the other KJ. Big, hefty round went out of their hand. And now, obviously, Celestials are going to be on a bad spot, on a tight spot.
Tactics beat
That's a lot of buys coming in from the members of EXO as well. Everyone has now invested onto a Bulldog, so their bonus round is going to be extremely difficult to try and break on when you have proper buys in your arsenal. As Anti-Eco looking to go in the favors of Celestial purely on the basis of what they have to give here. Perfect mid-trap also being given and stated. It's 1-by-1. Zodiac, he's a hero of this story. The man is doing everything that his team needs to bring in all the action. Swag and sings. He's trying to be the game changer here, but it just really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's all up to Aspect to maybe go in for something bigger. 3 players alive, 3 headshots coming in from a Sheriff is what he requires. Easier said than done because this one weapon, it can give you the clutch of a lifetime, but at the same time, the whiffs are pretty much predominant, and none of the members of EXO are even trying to give him a 1v1, which is smart. As soon as he takes first contact or even that alarm bot is broken, everyone is going to swing into him.
placing sentry.
Breaks up the alarm bot, but there's a turret that he needs to fight back now. I think the flank is something that might work, but at the same point, you need to support your teammate as well. Both of the pistol round and the bonus buy round are unfortunately not at all looking good for him. Oh, takes one more down. That is going to in turn cost EXO a lot of buy in the next round. But 9-5 is not that big of a difference. Maybe from here we'll get to see a steady incline coming in from the sides of Team Celestials. But how it all happened was basically a complete push coming in onto top mid towards market, towards Pizza. And yes, right over there we got to see a lot of clash, a lot of retaliation with those Bulldogs. And at the end, it's a round for Team EXO. Celestials, they need to plan their next attack very wisely.
I'm really interested to see how they're going to be working forward with this one as well. For now, though, not really taking that aggressive of a play just yet. That's Gunner. Able to work his way in towards the side. Z. Looking for his own duel here. There'll be duels. The Celestials, they have the entire site to play with one player now being on B main. Not really the best of post plans, but I would say optimum to say the very least in a 5v5 BT situation. The opponents not really having the strongest surprise. Gunner able to take out the recon bolt at the bare minimum, takes the first hit. Sinks is going to be able to shut down the other. And notoriously, their buy rounds are just so good coming in from the members of Celestial. Shadow finally able to take out Aspect in towards the back. Shadow's able to take down 2. Never mind. Maybe there is a chance for the defenders to work their way up. But now, just trying to hold back the attackers from getting away with a lot of guns. And Bindi's the only one who gets out. This is honestly a win for the members of Team EXO. They're able to take down every single weapon that were in the hands of Celestials other than Bindi.
But they'll have some buy to work with, and once again they're gonna go for a decent buy. But yeah, I mean the way they lost those weapons was something which was not ideal, but it was a good push coming in from the sides of Team Celestials, and everybody was already pretty, should I say, dedicated for the mid. That there is someone who is going to lurk from mid or possibly push in. That's exactly there. That's exactly where they went wrong. But Top G out here is going to be a menace. His spam, it is going to hurt a lot of frags. It is going to get a lot of value if he somehow nails the spray. Well, he misses it. Now that turret is going to help him a lot. Odin, will it work? No, Zodiac had a better angle to work with. Fine 69 gunner. And from now, 3 is something that Aspect is looking at. Pushes around. The spike,
I don't
spike is out there on him. Yeah.
Like, what? Okay, I get it. You gave him a stun, but where's your flash?
Oh, Sinks, brilliant. That was okay. Aspect finds Shadow as well. Top G has got over him. Do not come around. If you want to put him down, go with the headshot. That's exactly what Aspect did, and he's going to sum it up by getting that third frag. Yeah, we know the start was not so ideal for the lads of Celestials in this round. The way 69 Gunner got taken away was a bit of an unfortunate mishap. But after that, they recovered pretty good.
The way they played into it too was just a bit questionable at the very end here, but Top G immediately takes a pause to just reconsider what happened in that last round. I understand that Gunner was used as complete bait, but even then you can try to set him up to be in a little bit of a better situation where he could get multiple frags here, but overall, slight mishaps, but even those slight bits of mishaps can be the thing that differentiates your team from a possible victory and a possible loss, because now that Celestials are 2 rounds away from equalizing things out, EXO, they need to start making that choice. Their buys will also be a question, because if I recall properly, that last round was a full buy coming out from them. They still should have enough to go in for a half buy if they want to, but I think a save would be the most optimum play for them going in for this particular round. But with Celestials now planning for a possible mid-rush, EXO could also be possibly planning a mid-trap play that they utilize in that third round, I do believe. No, in that second round, where Celestials were on an equal.
I'm patiently waiting to see what will happen after this tactical timeout, what kind of new strategies have been developed on the sides of EXO as well. Hotline, ready. Patiently waiting to see if some initiation is going to happen. But so far it seems like that nobody is going to really push around or eventually do anything over here. No, this is not looking good. Tiles, if you give up the info, there will be a stronghold being developed from the other side, but no info was revealed over there. That's a good sign.
Right there.
In order to avoid any mid confrontations, they see around turret as well. Probably a B hit, I think, from here.
I'm gonna try to get a bit of space going for them. Early hit, Top G. He tried to be cheeky with it. Almost did get a kill though onto Gunner, but Gunner is gonna be able to get himself out. Swag, first opening hit here on towards Shadow. Doesn't really have much to play with. V already spotted in towards the back here. Indy's just gonna keep on going. One by one, he's able to find all of the frags here. Opening after opening, one more already spotted in towards the back as Top G can't really even go in for this overall hit.
Plan is done. A better buy in the favor of Team Celestials. EXO Weber has secured a weapon, a vandal to work with. Top G on the other corner is ready with the fall line. He's like, just tell me, man. Just tell me whenever you need it. Let's see if it's going to be effective enough or not. They want to push around. They do know that they do have enough time, but from Gen, there will be 69 Gunner who is going to find him, who's going to put him away. And Aspect from the back is going to shut down Top G. With that, yes, guys, it's 8-9. Not a very good timing for the size of EXO. You should not give them this kind of space, because if they pull through, they might just secure a 2-0.
Pretty much anything could be a possibility at this point, because now with the buys coming back into the hands of EXO, they can finally reinstate a lot of the plans that they were not really able to do previously. And I do believe that there needs to be a little bit more setup for V. V being at the bottom of the scoreboard with only 2 kills. Yeah, I do understand that V's having a rough time, but I also do believe that he's not been getting a lot of resources from his teammates either. Breach not really being in vicinity to try and help him out on a lot of these aggressive duels, and possibly V feeling a little bit down when it comes down to his overall confidence. Could be another reason why this is happening. Shock Dart being thrown in towards mid, I do believe, to break that one alarm bot. Will allow the attackers to go in for a lot more of a methodical approach, but even then, really gonna be the case. His Aspect gets spotted out by the Owl Drone, needs to immediately run on back over towards A main, maybe take a little bit more aggressive control over on that side. able to catch some information to say the very least, but because of how the positions are working towards them, Exo, they are at a very significant advantage because the clock is ticking away. And unless this ultimate is able to find value, this is going to be tough.
From the shadow. Well, there you go, 69 Gunner. He was the omen this time. Just made sure that the trap is going to be effective enough. Sings finds V. Shadow is trying to put down the opponent, but Aspect is also going to get compromised. It's a 3v4 equation. The plant has been already done. Turret's down. Elder Flame Banner in the hand. Weber wants to swing. He did swing, but at the same point, Swag is completely shut him away. Top G and Shadow. They might just need to save their weapons. That could be the ideal choice. And yes, they are running away just to do that. But Sings, he wants to compete. He wants to fight back. He wants to put down the player. Will lose a weapon. Maybe two. No. Okay,
Ouch.
finally, Wendy and 69 Gunner, they're going to hunt down the last two. That's a good comeback coming in from Team Celestials because they started with a 9-5 scoreline. Now they do have 9-9. That's great.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit difficult overall, to say the very least, to recover from, because Exo, this round should really have been theirs, but couldn't really get the read going for themselves now, did they? On the previous rounds, when they were on the attack side, they just really were able to stop the Breach from getting a lot of value on the defensive side, and now the entire script just got flipped on its head. Stuns in the hands of the Breach, not really being utilized just yet. They're expecting a very fast rush to come in towards the sidelines, and they're able to take full control one after the other. Aspect, he gets the first kill, but Top G is going to be able to answer back with his own. Jet did take the space. They're going to be able to run it through. Kill! They lined up and they gave it to him. Swag is just swagging himself away.
Lined up and eventually got 2 frags over there. 10-9. A round which was very, very important is now away out of their hands. But I do believe Exo is going to have a full buy. So maybe from here they will fight back. They will pull through and secure some good rounds. That's what I truly believe at this moment, because this is going to be very bad for the sides of Team Exo if they lose from here. If it's a 13-9 scoreline, which I feel may happen. But there's a full buy that is going to come through. V is going to go hefty with the operator. But look at V, he's like at 2 frags in 19 rounds. My guy has chosen a duelist, but he has got 2 frags. We can see where the weaker links are working.
I mean, it's hard for him. I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
We all know for a fact that if Azora was here, he would be able to resonate better, but even then, I'm pretty sure he's watching this stream and he's gonna curse me so badly after this. But Top G is probably cursing his luck because he can't really capitalize on his own Rolling Thunder. This is tough. A good answer back coming in from the members of Celestial, because with that Rolling Thunder now no longer being in contention anymore, they have so much more free space to play with. Because that Rolling Thunder was the only thing that was stopping them from going in for a fast rush, because that would have allowed the defenders to easily flood their way back in towards the side.
A big ultimate that could have caused this round to Celestial Esports is now out. You really got it out. They can push in, and that's exactly why we have attackers KJ lockdown that is there on B. But this is a big fake that they're trying to sell. Oh my god. And Shadow just walked right out of it. He knew where the players are, and this paranoia is going to hurt him a bit, but the plan is going to happen. Big commitment, but Aspect. Look at Aspect. Oh no. Gets spotted. It just felt like Webber knew what's going to happen. The weapon is in the hand with Swag. He was lucky enough because the guy had an operator. Just imagine if there was a Vandal in the hand. They're stuck in the vines. Some smoke, some turrets. Highly unlikely that they're going to fight back. This one is out of their hands.
Yeah, this was just a little bit too questionable, to say the very least, the way that they played it. Shadow had just a really good shot coming out from him. But Swag, I do not believe that he was mentally prepared to have that many players playing from the side of Garden. Got the 2 kills. He could have easily pushed all the way back in, but it's risky. Very risky. no real utility to give him that edge here. But still, regardless, equalization 10 to 10, both sides, they do have buys to play around with. And for Celestials, they have the bank. They have ample amounts of money to do whatever the hell they want. They will not be running out of money until the end of this game. That's their biggest strength, but for EXO, that's the complete opposite. They lost out on a bunch of weapons, so their overall economy is not going to be looking the best here. But with the ultimates that they do have, if they're able to convert this round into a possible victory and force EXO onto a possible eco, things will change drastically.
Aspect getting ready for a 1v2. Here comes a rolling thunder. Now this is an opportunity, but look at this. Webov just read through it. Shot one down. V on the other corner wants to take down Aspect. Will get it done. Oh my god. We talked about having a very big bank in your favor, but it seems like that bank is just going to get bankrupt pretty soon. Swag took some shots. Decides to back out a bit. He's still there with a decent amount of HP. Recon has been smashed away, and here comes a flashpoint. Saying fights back. Map of course stop. It's a 3v3.
Nice.
Oh my god, V has also been compromised down to the two individuals, a controller and an initiator. But it seems like that Celestials, they're gonna be better.
How?
Sings finds a 3k. That is lovely, and yeah, that's the same question that I had in my mind, because they were undermined. They did not have that manpower. They lost Aspect on a main. They lost their jet as well, while trying to push in just with a mere headshot, because 69 gunner. But still, with just those three individuals in their hands, they were able to snag the round away.
I am so confused. They were all just stuck inside of the site. The entirety of the site was cleared out as well. The members of EXO, they could have waited. It was all about the timing at that stage, because they could have waited, gotten their entire team into a proper planning phase, and then opted to go into things, because they knew everyone was holding from inside of the site. They had that information, but instead they opted for the rush. Question the overall planning here, as Top G takes a little bit of damage here. He needs to be careful of how this hit is going to happen, Vibe. Waiting on the opposite side of this smoke. He's trying to get the opportunity to just jump out and maybe be a little bit of a problem child for the opponents here. With so much free space to play with, Zodiac needs to be the anchor for the team. Even if he gets a double kill, this is going to be perfect! And Zodiac, he doesn't get a double! He gets a triple! Ladies and gentlemen, the flood is there! And the cavalry comes in for the big save. Zodiac, how are you alive? How are you killing people from that position? It should not happen.
Now that, my friend, is called a blunder. A blunder being done from the sides of Team Celestials. They had to check out the boathouse, and they tried to do that, but even before they could have took the control, they already were down to their knees. Two of them were taken away, and then eventually 16 and Gunner crouching and trying to play with the Vandal, going for a complete magazine. That's exactly where I believe things started to turn around, and obviously there were some other individuals who were also there on the back end who came back with the support. But look at this moment. Shots down breach, and then Sova came back, two initiators down, and after that it was all down to 16 Gunner. Maybe Gunner was trying to bring out the shorty. I don't know. That was an animation that he was trying to bring out some weapon. But yeah, guys, this was not a round that Celestial should have lost.
Absolutely. This round really is going to hurt the overall morale of the members of Team Celestial, because the planning was good, but they didn't really use any utility to clear out the back end of site. I just keep on asking the same question. You have a breach. Why are you so stingy with the utility?
Like saving it for the last.
Get out of my way!
That's something I say to my ranked teammates.
Storm. Pizza. Taking the control of market. V finds Bendy. Smokes it down. Getting an entry is going to be a very big decision, a very hefty decision coming in from their sides. And it seems like that even Bendy has been compromised. So it's basically down to the last three. We have seen a 3v5 fight coming in from the sides of Celestials. So won't be surprised if they once again come back with it. But for that, Aspect needs to find at least one pick out here. Heaven, a flashpoint. Brilliant. But Aspect, if he finds a valuable pick out here, maybe things will change. He's trying to get some info. He's trying to
Right here.
figure out if there is some value that they can get. Market and the CD spawn as well. Both the angles have been compromised, and Zodiac finds things. In the map of Ascent, Zodiac is unstoppable. The way he plays, he's just uncanny.
One enemy remaining.
This guy, he's on a different level. He's aware of everything. He's already dropped more than 30 kills. I haven't really seen the scoreboard up till now, but I guarantee you he's above 30 already. Yep. He's dropped out the 30 bomb already against this team. That beats the record that Shadow had in that last map. Shadow is still performing. He still has 20 kills, but Zodiac, he has transcended everything. That sixth sense just keeps on playing in his head, and just as I predicted, all the members of Celestial, they still have ample amounts of money to go in for buys. Nothing changes for him. Now V.
Don't make that mistake. Oh, V! That was brilliant. He knew that the guy is going to peek. Shoots the arrow in the dark. I mean, practically the bullet in the dark. And still got the value. That was brilliant. Misses the second one. PUBG and his teammate, both of them are actually playing on and off. Web up, he finds one.
Scanning ahead.
Swag has been traded off. It's basically a 3v5 fight once again. Omen, with the help of Shrouded Step, pushes in. They need to go for a plant, but the plant is actually in the hands of Sova, which is already getting caught out there. Hunter's Fury, will they get any info? A paranoia, just to confuse me. But Sova, he'll escape narrowly. And here's a return favor being given. Shadow will go down with that. Maybe one more? No, not so much.
This is so risky. You have no idea. I'm clenching my cheeks at this point because, oh my god, this is one of those rounds that could really change the tides of this battle, not only in one way. Six, he's also playing the mind games at this point. He's ready for the hit. The timing is present. He needs to jump down, and the smoke fades in the much more optimal position. Still going to be a problem. Still going to be a game changer for it all. Zodiac, the missing piece for the side of EXO. He finishes everything off, gets them across the finish line, and map number 3 is still up on the cards for this team.
I mean, just give this map to Zodiac, man. The whole scenario that he brought into the picture from his size was absolutely amazing. Be it the boathouse, be it the lurk that he brought in while they were attacking. Everything was absolutely amazing from Zodiac. And if I'm not wrong, in just 4 or 5 rounds, he already had 8 frags, and right now he has got more than 30. I do believe that. So it's a very good scenario that Zodiac brought back into the picture. V was missing on the back end. Obviously, he had some 5 or 6 frags to work with from the start of the action till the end. In 24 rounds, his fragging potential was actually getting undermined due to the fact that Shadow and Zodiac, they were just popping off.
Absolutely. We're going to be jumping on down over into the crucial moments, ladies and gentlemen, because there are a lot of different times where not only did, of course, Zodiac and Shadow pop the hell off, but also so did the side of Swag and Gunner. But all the performances coming out from them, the stuff that we saw on the map of Even, just didn't really exist on Ascent. Felt as though they were weaker on their own map pickup compared to their opponents. The preparation that you could see coming in from all the members of EXO on this particular map was the biggest game changer. Key mistakes being done at every turn is what really broke apart the members of Celestials here. Celestials just didn't really play together as a team as you would have expected. Their composition looked to be one format, but on the other side, it didn't really work that well. EXO on the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, of course, Zodiac had a phenomenal individual performance, but you can't really say that Zodiac did it all alone. You always had someone behind him ready and waiting to be that first initial contact, so he could easily go in for those trades. That's what a Sentinel player does. This is why the Sentinel player is known to have the best aim on the entire team. Because when that Sentinel player really starts to take initiative and really capitalize on all the chaos being made by his teammates, it changes the tide of an entire battle.
Agreed. What a brilliant matchup coming in. I mean, the scoreline was 10-9, guys. There was a good difference that was there initially between Exo and Celestial, but after that, we got to see Celestials coming back into the picture. 10-10, and after that, 11-10. That's exactly where there were moments where we got to see Swag getting multiple frags. The collateral that he got was also pretty much amazing. Lined up and eventually got the fire back into the picture. But Zodiac, look at him. You talked about that Zodiac getting a lot of support. Look at this. Even in those moments where Zodiac was pretty much pinned, he still performed, or should I say, outperformed his opponent. But this was just lucky, I believe, from V's side. He had no idea that the other guy is going to jump again. Well, he deferred in this last round as well. With the help of Hunter's Fury, the counter Hunter's Fury, we got to see a frag getting picked off, and then Zodiac was the key factor, because if Zodiac survives, you cannot win the round. That's exactly what happened till the end. So yeah, guys, talking about the scoreboard, 13-11, good comeback coming in, and it seems like that Celestial's map pick is now out of their hands.
Yeah, this is just a sad story indeed coming out from them. There's so many different opportunities that were being presented towards the members of Celestials, but they were just not able to capitalize at all at any turn here. But for now, we're going to be jumping on down over towards the MVP screen. And of course, Zodiac, he's going to be the one to take it. This was his map. This was his world. And of course, he's the ruler of it all. You cannot stop him.
Yeah.
Being on that killjoy, he single-handedly took over the entire game. Not just as an individual, but also as a team player. He was always up and ready to come in for trades. And no one on the server was able to match him on trades at any point of time.
Beautiful play coming in. Even the first 4 kills, if you see, there were 4 kills that he got just to open up for the team, and those were the frags when they were attacking. In the first half, we got to see like every now and then Zodiac was trying to maneuver around, maybe on tiles, sometimes on rafters. Even there were some moments where we got to see some catwalk action happening from Zodiac. So wherever there was a chance, Zodiac just flooded in, took the advantage for the team, and gave a big upper hand to the team, honestly, because we criticized the scenario that Shadow was popping off in the previous map and the other guys were getting undermined. They were not performing. They did not really had a lot of frags in their favor in the first map of even. But in this particular matchup, we got to see V failing, but the other 2 individuals from the team, the Controller and the Sentinel, outperforming every other guy there in the lobby. So that was pretty amazing. Because if you see the top fragger from the other side, he had somewhere around 20-22 frags, that's all. But meanwhile, if you talk about this guy, Zodiac, he was there with 35. So that's a huge score difference. That's a huge frag potential that he has actually brought in. And I believe for the next map of Split, this frag potential is going to really work a lot.
Absolutely. If Zodiac is going to be able to carry this performance over to the map of Split, things will be drastically changing coming in from either side. But what will be changing is the maps, ladies and gentlemen. And what we're going to be doing is going to be heading on down over into Intermission. Make sure to check out all the links down below in the description. While we are away, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action.
Well, folks, the break's over, and we welcome you back to the Esports Presents Showdown Series Season 6 of Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron. Our GP partner is, of course, Zode Gaming, and media partner is Gossip.gg. Ready and aggressive, we are back on the desk, and the question is, who's going to win? Who is going to take this lower bracket match number 1 under their control? Is it Team Exo or Celestials? Because the last one was not so good for Celestials, and or should I say the other individuals, they were just super fun. But Zodiac, he just overturned every single table. Now, what do you think, Aggressive? What's going to happen in Split?
I do believe that a lot of different options could be on the table for the members of Team EXO now that they have taken that victory. But it all depends on whether or not they can really maintain that energy from what they really were pulling off on map number 2. Because we've seen this in the past too, right? That a particular team, they perform really well. Like, they perform admirably throughout the entire second game. They're fragging out, they drop like 40 bomb, but at the later stages, they go to the next map and they just plateau. They fall down. And I really don't want that to happen because Zodiac was just an incredible driving force through all of the rounds that they were able to take on the map of Ascent. If he has that similar performance here on Split, then yes, I do believe that EXO, they can go in for another turnaround clean sweep and take this set for themselves. But to take this entire map, it's not going to be the Cypher that really needs to set up. It's primarily the initiators and of course your duelist. And Shadow, he's going to be able to take up that mantle now instead of V, because the Raze will now be thrown into the equation.
Double satchels or pain shells maybe pairing up with the fault lines, flashpoints and all. It's going to be a fun run for sure. This map is going to be fun to watch, but in terms of controllers, Webov decides to go the other way around. He's going to go with the Clove. And I do think it's going to be a beneficial one. With the help of all those smokes and eventually the ultimate, you can actually bounce back in the picks and the fights can be a little bit more beneficial for a team particularly. So let's see if it's going to be any advantage for the sides of defenders, that is EXO. Situations are equalized already, so I think this is basically more or less a BO1. Whoever is going to win this one is going to move on to the lower bracket round 2, and whoever loses, they are unfortunately out. So it's going to be a super fun match for sure. And I'm happy to say this, that as soon as we started the season 6, the very first broadcast has got a decider coming through that really shows and states that the competitions are not going to be easy. I do remember the moment, I do remember those times when in season 2 and season 3 we got to see a lot of 2-0s coming through from the very first day, and even in the grand finals we got to see a little bit of a tough competition, but still it was basically 3-1. I do believe that this run of season 6, it's going to be a little bit more challenging.
Absolutely. All 3 maps will be in contention from the very beginning here. This is a rare sight to see, that is for certain. I do believe that even after this BO3, even after this set number 2 is just will have even more action at the end of the day. It's going to be Anurata going up against Zero Frags. And that is also another series where you could easily go down to 3 maps. Carrying forward the energy though from map number 2, hopefully we're going to be able to witness Zodiac really start to come alive again, and maybe Shadow pulling off greater and newer heights at the end of the day. This aspect, he's going to be the one to take initiative
Zodiac.
here. Oh, he's going to be able to do it.
Whoa. My guy is on a different level at this point. I mean, his tempo looks good, but with the pain shell, he gets countered. When he finds Shadow as well, V has already been compromised. It is now down to the thin wire. Top G and his teammate is left. I doubt that this one is going to go under the name, but yeah, of course, for the very first time, it seems like that Celestial is going to win the pistol round. That too, in this BO3, we got to see them struggling a lot, but this one was good. They decided to go with the mid, use guiding light, flash their opponent, and then that's how they're pushing in. But Webov still finds one. Vinny and 6 will be tad bit better. They will retaliate and take down the last 2. And it's basically 1-0 already. The attackers, they are prevailing for sure.
You gotta question what's happening on the other side of the spectrum as well. Because the way that EXO just tried to retaliate there, they were taking a lot of very individualistic duels. Not as many people opted to go in for the hits as they would have expected. Celestials.
I need help.
I'm looking to find an answer here, but even then, doesn't really seem to be the case just yet. Zodiac He's looking to see how far he can go with this shorty. He's holding down the angle, tucking into a corner. No real tripwires being initialized either. The smoke perfectly flies, but he missed out on his opportunity. Maybe he gets a kill, and somehow Zodiac is still very much alive. Wait a minute, Zodiac? He nearly lifted
Goes
up
out
the
there.
kill.
Remaining.
Teammates were already present and ready to come in for the big save. Good God, Celestials, they cut that one close. This could have gone wrong really quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean Zodiac, he is just bringing that momentum of the previous map in this particular map as well. But obviously things are not working in that sync. Once again, they need to bring that team contribution that was there in the map of Ascent and then be a little bit more comfortable. But I do believe that Celestial is the one which is going to have a little bit more of an edge because you can start with some aggressive stuns. Being the attacker, you get that opportunity of being a little bit more aggressive, get some good angles, penetrate the side, figure out something different. And this time it could be a possible A hit to the ramps. There's a guiding light. No one is going to get flashed out, but this flash, and along with that, the bot line was not so good, but they have got the info, and there goes the trademark as well. Not the trademark, but at the same point, it is difficult for the Trailblazer to stun on those wins. But what will happen? A Vandal in the hand. Vindy still finds back. That's good. With a mere ghost in the hand, this guy gets a very big value.
Obji's gonna be able to answer back in kind as well. The members of Celestials looking to be in a very precarious situation. Be on the angle. Gunner's gonna be able to shut down the first. He's gonna be able to take out the second as well. And this will turn the tides of this battle entirely into a completely different direction. Push out. It's gonna be the chance for Swag to come in
Player standing.
here.
Player
Able to find the first.
standing.
Not gonna be able to find the second though, but that's completely fine. His position's already known. It's all up to Gunner now. Timing is key, and if he's able to catch out Shadow on the opening, that's all that he needs. Nearly hit, missed out on the opportunity to go in for the kill, but the swing omnipresent as Gunner. He has the movement to make it work. Celestials, they take the third round, and this buy round is the most crucial one for them to take this win on.
That's a good win coming in from sides of Celestials. 16 and Gunner. Usually we go to see him a lot. In the past two maps we have seen him playing Jets. Now switching his gear to a Sentinel. Still being effective. That is something which is pretty amazing. And for the backstabs you need to be pretty aware because we have seen a lot of moments where from the Seavers people have rotated, Sentinels have rotated and eventually gave a very big backstab to the attackers. In order to avoid all of that, they are doing a great job. But for now, through the smokes, they are trying to pencil around. But Top G, he is going to survive from that aftershock. Stuck in the corner. And Sinks was like, yeah, nobody is going to hold that corner, so that's why he swung around. Takes two down with a single. But Swag, he is going to fight back, finds two. Bindi retaliates and takes on Top G as well.
Spike down.
Oh my
A.
god, things are looking very, very dicey out here. Exo with two. Celestials with two. Cyber Cage. Ooh, still Zodiac finds 69 Gunner. That's a big blunder, my friend.
I don't like this. What is
Not at
happening?
all.
What's happening?
Cheers, mate.
Did Lady Luck just smile upon the members of Team EXO? Because they were like, I could count on my, I could not even count on my finger. There were like almost 15 different scenarios where this should have been the rounds of Celestials. Miss out sprays, not really clearing out close corners, taking unnecessary duels, not really even having utility to cover up the top side of heaven. Every mistake that could be made on that overall execute happened for the side of Celestials. Hopefully that's not going to be something that they try to define themselves with, because this round is going to be very crucial for them to take a possible victory.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Worthless.
Rolling Thunder. Top G finds a big one with the aftershock. That's brilliant. That is brilliant for sure. Exo finding their tempo back. Spotted the player. Will go down indeed. Gaia Vengeance handle will work. Sinks will find Shadow. 69 Gunner blocking the path with the Cyber Cage. But the plan needs to be done. They need to push in. But the guy who's still holding the side is of course Top G. Are they willing to hit A or they will rotate back to
I've got
B?
your
That is something
trail.
which I have my concerns regarding. But Seekers, Here comes the ultimate from Sky. The Seekers have been utilized. They will get some info for sure. Here comes the stun.
Enemy remaining.
Oh my god, beautiful. Mr. Zodiac is going to find 69 Gunner as well. It is all trickling down to what Sinks can do. Usually on Sovas, this time on the Sky. Trailblazer evades the Trailblazer, finds one, will not get the second one. There you go, 2-3.
The man just dodged the Trailblazer. Absolute Giga Chat here coming out from him. Even then, these are mistakes. Oh, 6! 6! I did not notice that. I really didn't. Man accidentally jumped these. This is why you don't have scroll wheel jump enabled. When you do, stuff like that happens a little bit too often. This could have been a different story for them. These small mistakes, Celestials, that's catching up to them. Seems like a repeat of what happened on the map of Ascent. They were not really able to bounce back from it as you would have expected. Early advantage. Gunners are going to be the one to try to take the hit here. Cage to give him a bit of an opening. Swag is going to find that for a kill. And even though he's stunned, he's able to deal so much damage. Shadow does take him down, but he gets trickled down over to only 30 HP as Aspect needs to be the one to find that opening. Knows that the Cypher is playing from the inside of the A side. But it's all about this first opening kill. He's able to find it. Things do change out. That was perfect. Celestials have all the advantages in the entire world and all the information that they do need. Zodiac, he did hear the player jumping into fence, but he's gonna opt to go in for a save. He's not risking anything here.
That's fine. They need to save that weapon obviously because the possibilities of coming back with a 1v4, going for defusal, that too rotating back from A to B, it's highly unlikely. That's why I think Zodiac is definitely making a wise choice out here and he's just making sure that nobody hurts him. With the spy cam, he's getting all the info that is desired. But for 2, that is a decent scoreline. And obviously when it comes to split, it is a map where if you time your attack wisely, you can easily build a lot of value. Specifically penetrating from mids is something that people can benefit a lot with. And we have seen that happening every now and then. 69 Gunner got the first pick and after that followed up with some beautiful action coming in from Swag. The way he played, even when he was stunned, he was still getting the value, was pretty amazing. 6 rounds done in Dust Red. Still, Celestials, they do have the control, but 2 rounds of lead is not a necessary lead, honestly.
Overall, though, the economy pretty much on the same boat, but for Ultimates, things are a little bit more different. I do believe that the Rolling Thunder soon will be coming online for Swag as well, considering how he has been playing. Still 6 points away, but one step closer coming in from either side of this. The showstopper will be pretty much the biggest difference maker, I would say, for the defenders with any hit coming in. Zegso, they're just going to need to play reactively at this point. And if they use their proper utility in proper conjunction with one another, they have enough information for the late round. Plus, they have an ultimate that can easily nullify any form of a fast rush. It all will depend on the utility usage now from the defense. If they don't take an initiative, that's completely fine, but they're giving a lot of things to chance at that point.
Dark covers, they can go through vents. Clove is out there holding the angles and it's web up. Look at him with the bulldog, he's just aiming up high, but will he get something? The trigger discipline, the sheer trigger. Oh, but he still finds one. Ultimate.
What?
So stopper.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, that is just disrespectful from the aspect. He's gonna put him away. Stinger in the hand, V gets compromised as well. As the last man standing, I don't think so. He's gonna go for a big battle out here. Dash point, but he still finds one. Swag is going to in turn take the trade.
It's just very questionable to say the very least. As I have no idea what really was going on through the heads of EXO in that particular round. A little bit, I would say, too much space being given away. I understand you wanted to play reactively to that end, but your teammates were just not ready for this overall hit. The mid play was perfect coming in from the members of Celestials, but the fact that VibeUp didn't really get more than one kill there really broke everything down. Small problems being initialized here and there as an immediate tactical timeout is going to give them that respite that they need. Turn everything on its head. It's like, so? What's your game plan here? What do you need to do to try and turn it all around? They don't really have the best of compositions to even play that aggressively, mind you, because that Clove, yeah, it gives you that option to be that first initial bit of entry, that one player that can play hyper aggressively and use the ultimate to try and survive and bait themselves out so that your teammates can come in to try and save you. But even then, it's not that simple. There are going to be mistakes that will happen throughout the game, but if those mistakes starts to rack up and cause you to lose rounds, you're already down to a 3 deficit here. And unless things change, Celestials easily be the ones to come out on top.
Drop in a smoke.
This 8th round is going to be equally important. Has got a judge in the hand. Oh my god, that beautiful Boombot is going to punish them a lot. But Shadow still finds Aspect. Finding Light, Bendy, trying to reciprocate. 4v4, but they do have ultimates in this particular round, so that's exactly what they can benefit with. A Showstopper, Seekers, Neural Theft. Things can fall into place, but they've already infiltrated from Tower, so it's highly unlikely. Sinks is going to find Zodiac out, and that was biggest piece of the puzzle. And now I think it is a 6-2 for sure.
Spike planted.
Gonna need to play this one slow. Vivo
Battle out.
has a chance, has a judge to play with.
Player standing.
Early util, but Swag comes in for the last save. Turns around and immediately is going to be able to pincer almost every single player coming in for CT Celestials. They still have an answer for everything. The read on this map overall is just perfect for this team as Celestials. Yeah, they had a rocky start for map number 2, but in map number 3, they went back to the drawing board and come back even stronger than ever before. But now, going into this round, they still have to worry about the operator in the hands of Shadow.
That goes there.
Either things are going to be working out beautifully for them here, or is this one operator alone will dismantle any hope that the members of Celestials have to try and hold down this lead and possibly get a 10-2. Perfect early stun as Aspect already in the front lines. Top G.
Unfortunately.
Need a good catch here. As Aspect, he's gonna be the one to fall first. And that's your raise. No longer being in contention, and the Cypher's tripwires are still waiting for you on that A side. So A is not really an option for them to fight into.
Agreed. Spike is out there on B. Sky is holding V. He's anchoring up the angles. Swag, he spotted. V escapes and give up the info as well. They do know that there is a possibility of a B hit coming through, and the way the players are holding, they can actually benefit with that. Trailblazer has been picked down. Omen and Sky on the top mid area, they can be beneficial, but here comes a Rolling Thunder in a Void to completely push down their players. But look at that Showstopper right in the face of that Omen. We find Swag. Rolling Thunder is a waste, as they will not find any entry. 69 Gunner can just collect some frags. That's all there is a possibility of. Clove, Webov, he might swing, he might just get taken down. But maybe there is a case where Webov is going to find his opponent. But no, 69 Gunner, he finds a crucial one. Steps up to the pallet. Zodiac? No, Zodiac is just better with his aim, and he knows how to take those duels.
Absolutely. That's just Zodiac for you as a player. At every turn that he takes, this is how he is going to turn up the heat here. Zegzo
This is a nice spot.
brought themselves back in towards the game here. Being able to stabilize that economy is one of their biggest and most crucial pain points in the last couple of rounds. Seemingly though, Zodiac still leading the charge here for this particular map. 76, he has not slowed down for even a bit here. With this team being able to rely on him to anchor down into his side. As long as that raise doesn't find a lot of value with those paint shells, things will work out for the better for them overall. But early stun to just stop the breach from even getting into a close-up position, but with so much utility now being invested by the attackers, you would question where did they want to go, because that's a Trailblazer gone, plus you're playing shells, and you really didn't get any form of information other than the Cypher not being on that particular side.
They're marching towards the Vents. Seekers, but look at that. There is someone in the Vents. Swag is going to take the trade. V goes down by the hands of Sinks. Sinks, now that he is compromised by the hands of V, we'll have to see what next is going to happen. Both the skies are down. A plant will happen, but this plant is very vulnerable. Zodiac, he finds one. Need to clear out the back. They didn't, and it's a mishap already being done. Now they can go for a defusal. There's a good chance, and they did do it. Beautiful play coming in from the sides of Team EXO, and they are going to bring that 4th round around. I think there's a lot of things that Aggressive is running in your mind. Can you tell me what happened in this round?
I think it's just because that EXO... No, not EXO, I would say, sorry. The members of Celestial,
Yeah.
they rushed this overall strategy a little bit too hard. First of all, they used an ample amount of utility on the B side. They had the read that the Cypher was nowhere near the B side, and the Breach was playing there instead. They didn't opt to take out Heaven, because if they went for Heaven control, this could have been different. I like the idea that they jumped in towards Vent. That's completely fine. But if you have the Seekers ready, you're supposed to use the Seekers first before you jump into the Vents. They didn't really communicate with one another what they really wanted to do in this particular round. They just probably made that, oh, we're going to be going towards A. And that's it. Communication is a big gap right now in the members of on the side of Team Celestials. They're not talking to one another. And unless that changes soon, a lot of these rounds are just going to keep on slipping away from them.
It's already 6-4, so I think from here 8-4 is the ideal scoreline where Celestials are looking at. 69 Gunner is deep into the enemy territories and he is moving towards CT spawn. He can easily take down Zodiac. But no, on the other corner, if you see, V has been compromised as well. There goes the guiding light. We'll not get any more info, but Gunner also goes down. Zodiac, he finds things. Look at this. Despite of the fact that they knew where Gunner is, still Zodiac is going to find one individual. Sky has been taken away. The plant will happen, but now the players are stuck on screens. Cannot go anywhere. Here comes the fault line. Indy still fights back and takes 2 down. He needs to get the 3rd one. Has got a classic in the hand. No reloads available. Player is going to charge, but he still prevails. A 4K in the hands of Bindi. Oh, this is definitely some super duper high level stuff happening here.
I didn't really expect Bindi to be able to find that one. The man, the myth, the legend.
I mean, he tried that in Ascent as well, but he failed over there.
Yeah, but Split seems to be a completely different game for him.
Yeah.
Pulled out the classic and just whipped it around. One straight body shot came in from the breach, but it just wasn't enough to try and shut down a force known as Bindi. The Celestials, they're riding the high from that victory. They're going to be able to play as aggressively as they would want here as Aspect. Picking up the orb now for him to pop that showstopper. They have the side to play around within this phase. It's V. What's the casualty for this hit? As a plant will go down pretty soon, as these flashes coming through from the defense will give them the space that they need. And with the plant now being denied, this is a very risky fight for them to take. So much free space now being given away. Bindi still riding on the high from that last fight, able to take the duels, be able to find the victory. And his teammates are just always ready to back up their buddy. Gunner?
Knife, a melee. No. He tried.
I think it was a bit too early. That was a bit too early.
But result is same. It's 8-4. The ideal scoreline that Celestial was eyeing for, they've got it. I mean, this was a good one. A good segment coming in from the sides of Team Celestial. Their attack was good, but now they need to be even better at their defense. Because the agent composition is exactly similar. Of course, in terms of controller, we do have some different opinions for the sides of EXO because they have gone with Clove. Celestial wanted to stay with the Omen. But let's see how it is going to impact while the defense gets started.
This defensive side for Celestials, knowing how they play, should be a little bit easier for them to play into,
Falter.
especially after what happened in that last instance.
No peeking.
Timing is key as for now. Celestials, they're working their way up. Proper positioning. Exo, we want to see if any member of Celestial try to brute force their way out, but because of how short the smokes are from the Clove, this attack side will not be easy. You don't really have that level of cover that you would have expected. Because they don't have those options, they need to be a lot more decisive in their overall approach. They can't really sell fakes as often as you would have expected. Because this one Clove
Cover going out.
pretty much would be the changer for it all. In this positioning though, little bit dangerous because if he gets caught out, he's all but done for. This is a one and done angle, but at the same time, he does have a teleport to bail himself out, but with none of his teammates even present and ready to try and help him, Exo, you're playing a very dangerous character.
Off a shock, but still Windy is going to stick right over there. Look at him, he can get a PK over here. Gets two at least. Zodiac, always a menace for the opponents, but still a round in the favor of Team Celestial.
That is what you call proper discipline. Bindi just not even being swayed by the first two players that came in for him. Understanding that if I just stand my ground and wait for the sun to come in from Swag, I'm almost guaranteed multiple frags here. Pretty much free. Zexo. Not stretching their heads a little bit. They did play the pistol round down to the clock here. Last 30-second executes on a pistol round really just does not work at every turn. You left too much room with the possibility of a hit coming in. This aspect. And he's going to be the one to hold down the line here with the stinger in hand. And as soon as this smoke fades, he's going to be going into a meat grinder. Understanding the possibility, immediately he's going to be able to run on away from that. First catch. Good nade. Swag comes in for another save as well. Making sure that his buddies are in full contention with one another. Shadow does get the last kill with his last dying breath, but Sinks comes in for another save as well. Zexo, he couldn't really do much.
10-4. Big, huge leap. Celestial has already taken that stand in their favor. Now, Exa has decided to go all in, but at the same point, there is a tactical timeout coming in from sides of Celestials. This might be some technical difficulty that they are facing, but at the same point, some planning and plotting needs to be done as well, as there will be a full buy coming in after this whole equation is over. So let's see how Exo is going to play with that full buy. Meanwhile, obviously, Celestial is going to play with those Stingers and Bulldogs and whatnot they invested on in the second round of the second half, the bonus buy. That is something that they need to pick up the pace on. But obviously, when it comes to the util game, I think Celestial is far better, specifically with the flashes and the paint shells. The pair of the scenario is definitely working out for them. Even the smokes, the placement of those smokes here is definitely creating a lot of trouble for the sides of Team Exo while they're trying to enter, while they're trying to infiltrate.
There.
We're gonna need to see how this is gonna go
There.
for them. A little bit of early planning though. I do believe that I understand what Celestial's coach is trying to say here. He wants his team to be on the same page. Don't forget that once a team really gets into the groove, right, once they're winning, you need to give them that reality check that, boys, you're not really winning until the game is actually over. To get a good plan going into this buy round, this bonus round will be the most crucial part of this entire game. If they're able to cripple the members of EXO right here and right now, they're not going to be able to recover from this one that easily. Well, Front could easily be on the board, and it all depends on this first opening. Gunner gets the first catch. The tripwire placement was perfect. Little bit too aggressive here. Gunner giving too much space away. But Sinks.
Oh, hello, Swag!
He can't even believe it himself. Look at this guy. Look at the camera. I want an instant replay for this one right now, Assassin, because good God. Swag. He just
It
did
was
whatever the hell he
huge.
wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he just
He
peeked,
didn't
just shot a
just
bullet,
pick up
and it
his
was
pulse and
right there in
kiss
the
it.
cranium.
If
It
it
was
was
a
me, if
fun
I did
fight.
something like that, I would pick up my hand and just kiss my hand immediately. Oh,
Lovely. Satisfying. One for the highlight reel, I
absolutely.
believe. Yeah, meanwhile, on Rams, Aspect is holding the angles. Ooh! Connor! Why?
No.
Spike down.
How? What is happening out here? Celestials. But no, V wants to fight back. V wants to fight back. He is returning the favor that came from Swag in the last round. Beautiful, beautiful play coming in from V. Got a 3K with a
One
mere
enemy
sheriff in
remaining.
the hand. And Zodiac, he's like, yeah, I'm going to get the fourth. Now they do have Vandals. Sinks. He's holding the angle. It's double cyber cage already appointed. He's waiting to see if somebody is going to swing, but I think V is going to get casualized. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Another flash. The player is already down the ramp. It's still doable, I believe, from here.
Ooh, not against Zodiac. You forgot to tabulate him into your equation.
Right there.
Because as long as he is alive, there's always going to be the possibility of a clutch. Coming in from the members of EXO. One player causing all of the problems. The members of Celestial got a bit too complacent in the positions that they were trying to hold. As EXO now immediately trying to go in for the pause. They need to try to figure out what exactly is breaking them here. Because Gunner, he played phenomenally here. But what I don't really understand is why Gunner opted to go in for this swing. Overheat is something that Celestials do quite often, but these overheats coming from them may easily be one of the main reasons why they can't really take this win just yet. As EXO, they're given a chance to go in for a possible comeback here. They're able to grasp this opportunity. Overtime could also be on the horizon, you don't really know.
I doubt that. I kind of doubt that because, yeah, OT is something that is there, definitely a part of a game, but the way EXO is playing and the way Celestial is retaliating, it's completely on a different terrain right now. No doubt V popped off in the previous round, but there needs to be many more rounds like that from V and other individuals. Zodiac is a guy which still is absolutely effective when it comes to 1v1 duels. But instantaneously, a trade is also coming through from the sides of Team Celestial Esports, which is also very, very important, which is something that nobody can deny right now. That the trade game that Celestial has got is a little bit better. EXO, they were already on the back foot due to the buys that they had. But it's good to see that Celestial finally has got the grasp of how to win the pistol rounds. Because in the first two maps, on all those 4 times when we got to see the pistol round coming through, even the bonus buy coming through, that's exactly where Celestial struggled, and that's how they were already starting the map with a back foot disadvantage in their favor. But this time, they were not doing that. This time, they got the very first pistol round as well. In the second half as well, they secured another pistol round in their favor. So it's definitely a good start for Team Celestial, and so far it is absolutely looking good. Now, Celestial is eyeing for their series points. Once they get it, their motivation and their confidence could be on par.
It's going to be a little bit of a question mark now too, isn't it? Of how the members of EXO are going to be playing this. Small bit of technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely sorry about that, but we want to make sure that the players are having the best of experiences as well to bring you all of this action, because this is a crucial moment for the members of Team EXO, no puns intended. Because here, if they're able to take this win, not only are they going to be able to get themselves back into the game, but also snowball a lot of their ultimates out of control. So Celestials can't really counteract them as easily. One of the biggest weaknesses for EXO right now is their solo controller flow. Those smokes do not last long enough for you to go in for a proper execute or to sell a fake. Because the timings that you would need because of those smokes are just so tight that unless your team knows how to actively play around a close smoke, you're in for a world of hurt.
I'm just waiting to see what next is going to happen from sides of EXO. because that's where the curiosity is up high, that's where the urge to win is up high. Team Celestial, they can still let go 1 or 2 rounds. They cannot let go more than that. It would be even better if they can just bag out a 13-5 scoreline in their favor. That will be even more efficient for them. But breaking all those strips with a beautiful lineup, it's going to be good enough. There's already pushing in. Satchels, Pain Shells. Weber is out there. He's trying to go for a plant, but here comes another Pain Shell just to avoid. From Rams, there could be another hit coming in. Shadow is pretty close to screens right now. He's holding a very good spot, a tight spot. A spot which is not that easy to infiltrate. We have seen Zodiac doing some wonderful stuff over here. But Celestial is now in a post-man scenario where things can be dicey. Zodiac finds the alter ego. 69 Gunner playing on Cypher as well. Flash, swings, flash points. Bendy finds one. Will he get the second one? Let's see. Satchels, but mid-air gets caught off guard.
My ultimate is ready.
I've got your trail.
Got you. My ult's ready.
Giving too much away here. Time taken away. Vibeb's gonna be able to find out one more. And V, he's gonna be able to shut down the last. Possibly V's gonna die to the spike here. Timing is key for him. He's gonna be able to run away and survive.
Let's leave whatever happens.
A little bit of a smile on his face as he's able to live through that one. Exo. Saving grace is there for them. Celestials. Last buy round for them going into this before they are opted to being forced onto an eco. As I do believe that Celestial, they just need to slow down a little bit more. They're not really communicating with one another of how they want to go in for this retakes or for these defensive holds, because their team's communication, yeah, it looked perfect early on, but now it's a lot more shaky.
Let's wait and watch what kind of strategies are now getting utilized, because when it comes to the ultimates, both the breaches have got their rolling thunders and a very expensive recon is also available from the sides of Celestials, and they do have the neural threat as well. Trailblazer just got the inside of there that was getting tucked away, and that's exactly where we got to see some marks being delivered. Well, for now, I think a hit is something which can be done, but at the same point, you need to remember that there might be some tripwires, and we can clearly see that there is a good setup that is being dealt. But they can go ramps, they can go up the tower and then jump from there, as what Celestials were doing. If you guys remember, in first half, Celestials were using the same strategies, like they was just going up on the tower, they were just trying to go with the ramps and then eventually jump from there or go to CT spawn, try to go B, or maybe take the control from there. So all of that can be beneficial, but now that the time is running out, Celestial is making sure just to consume as much as time that's possible. They're
So
not
risky.
letting that entry happen, but Shadow! They still get their entry, but here comes the rolling thunder. Gunner is down. Where is Swag? Where is Breach?
I know exactly where. One enemy remaining.
Not good, not good.
Seconds left.
Not at all good.
Aspect, what is that positioning, buddy? That is not an angle that you can fight from. Especially when you know that your breach, know that the opponent breach has a rolling thunder ready and waiting to just throw you into the air. Even in that position, a couple of missed and key opportunities just being taken away from Aspect. He needs those kills, and unless he's able to find it, the rounds are trickling away, Raider. One by one, these mistakes are adding up. Celestials, they could just be the ones to take this loss. A Shadow really turning up the heat here. Gets winded out from pretty much every side here. From his own teammates and also from his enemies. But they still do find an empty site to play with. Aspect catches out one, able to retrieve the weapon in the process. With Zodiac no longer being on the map, this is going to open up a lot of opportunities for the members of Celestials. The main raid boss has been taken away, but Aspect on the perfect flank. But the Sixth Sense playing thunder. He's going to be able to take down one at the bare minimum. And Sinks, he needs to be the one. Beautiful one from every turn, Sinks. He's the one. He's the game changer for it all. On the angle for the swing. And the 4K to close things off. This is Sinks for you, ladies and gentlemen. As that Celestial on his back are gonna be the ones to reach the finish line one step away. trying and cross it.
Here
Zexo,
comes the series point. Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do
So-
this.
Mhm. They have the buy, I think, aggressive. They can put every ounce of energy once again. But if you see, the start was super good for the sides of Ixo, using that showstopper, then shutting the players on tower. But the way this happened, the backstab, that was amazing. Despite of the fact that the players were playing on sheriffs, they got those vandals from their opponents, and look at this, use their own weapons to shut them down. And now it is all trickling down to a series point. 13-7 could be the ideal scoreline. It is a very big opportunity that Celestial would not love to let it go. V on the other corner is trying to push in from the Rams, who will get spotted. Spy cam has been destroyed. A forward line maybe, along with the flashpoint. Yep.
We're gonna need to try and brute force into this one. Shadow just has so much control to play around with. Angle. Swatted out on that one. They don't really have a lot of control towards A main. That means that Vents is one of the weakest point for the defenders. Aspect is gonna be able to jump his way up. Does find the first kill. He gets immediately traded, but honestly, the kill on the smoker really doesn't matter because the smoker can still smoke the entire side. So even at death, that Clove is going to be able to find so much value. Gunner nearly lost his life for that one. Hankins says lucky stars for the last hold. A Swag needs to be the change for it all. Gunner tries to come in for the big save. He's going to be able to find one. Swag able to find the second. They haven't cleared out the entire side. This could just be a problem, but V, last man remaining. He's standing, he's surviving, but Sinks comes in from the top rope to shut him down. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The series winners will be Celestials. They're taking the victory and they're taking it all away as Exo left heartbroken for this loss. They bow out of this tournament, but honestly, their heads should be held high because as a young team, they pulled off miracles that we never expected.
Oh yeah, Zodiac with 35 frags. And in every particular map, to be honest, be it the Haven or Ascent or even Split, he was a menace for sure. Shadow on the other corner started off very good. Shadow had somewhere around 35 frags, 30 frags, I believe, 20, 25, 30 frags in his favor in the first map of Haven. But after that, his situation kind of toppled down. Played on smokes, but eventually in this map, in the latest map, again, we expected a lot from Shadow. But I think the only thing that is going wrong for the sides of Team Ixo is basically the synergy issue. The trade fire that they're not being able to take. In a lot of rounds, we have seen what kind of dominating individuals these are, because whenever we get to see an individual fight, either it is V or maybe Zodiac, everybody is super good with their aim. No doubts in that. It's just how you perform as a team. That's exactly where there is a discrepancy. There is a difference between them and their opponent. And Celestial, I do believe that they also have some issues with their synergies, no doubt in that. But at the same point, they were better. They were better. They were able to read. They were able to understand what is going wrong with them. And they were able to implicate some high tactical advantages in their favor against the Team EXO.
Absolutely. The adaptations that we witnessed from the members of Celestial was what really changed how we approached this particular map, even as casters, because we expected EXO to ride on that high from that last map, really bring that onto the table. And as we jump on down over into the crucial moments, you're going to be able to see that as well, that the highs were there. Zodiac was performing well, Shadow was doing wonders, V just came alive from that second map. He didn't really have the best of performances on the Jet, but on the Sky, he was doing wonders. The map started out decently enough, and yeah, they were bleeding out rounds, but we wouldn't really say that EXO, they lost those rounds because they were not really able to comprehend what was happening coming in from Celestials. No, it's just the other way around when you think about it. When it came down to the attack side, EXO just took too many individual duels, and they were not often playing together as a team, and they were relying on a lot of mistakes to come through from Celestials to give them the victory.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was basically one of those equations where we got to see in the map of Ascent that Celestials were eyeing for similar situations where they were waiting for the opportunities from the other side. It's not like they were trying to create those opportunities. I would like to just recall the attack rounds in those rounds, what happened was basically EXO was trying to attack and these guys were sitting on the back ends trying to play on the angle. Similar things happened out here as well. And Celestials, while they were also playing on the angles for the first few rounds, but it was necessary. While you are the defenders and there are 5 individuals marching on a particular side, you need to build some good angles to work with. But look at this 69 gunner, beautiful play out here, and then swings around. The guy who was stripped, Clove gets taken away. That's exactly how you need to find a value. That's exactly where you need to find that edge in their favor. Celestial was definitely pretty phenomenal in this particular matchup, but there were certain moments where we got to see a lot of ultimates being wasted from their sides as well. Rolling Thunder not being that effective, Showstopper not being that effective, but it's all about how you recover from that, how you adapt along the way, and that's exactly where Celestial had that edge.
Absolutely. They played to their strengths, and that's what really gave them everything. And I do believe that Sing's being able to take this victory here pretty much put the final nail on the coffin. How do you come on back from this? Swag being allowed to live for that long on elbow? That is unheard of, to say the very least. Every play being made here by the members of Celestial at the very end was cool, calm, and calculated. Nexo made it a little bit too scared. The fearless factor that they had early on just didn't really exist in this particular roundup. As the scoreboard is going to be in front of your screens, ladies and gentlemen, Shadow, he had a very phenomenal performance. 15 kills to his name, but he didn't really have the proper read on this particular map. Clove as a solo controller just doesn't work. In ranked maybe, but in competitive levels of play, having an Omen and a Clove could have been a better option.
Yeah. Webber, he was phenomenal in the last 2 maps, but in this one, again, the fragging potential never really came through from his sides. Shadow, just like the first one, in this one also popped off. Was playing on a raise, those pain shells, the boombot and satchels was definitely effective. And whenever we got to see an ultimate coming in from Shadow, we got to see some good values. But being the duelist along with initiators in your team, you need to find some good spots to hit on. You need to find some entries. If you see, there was a lot of emphasis on mid hits coming in from the sides of Team Celestials. When they were attacking in the first half, they were just always going just after like 1 or 2 rounds, they were just approaching the mid regions. They were pushing from the bottom mid to top mid, either shifting towards B or maybe going through wins towards the A side. So they were the ones who were just trying to isolate the individuals or completely capitalize onto the stance that 2 or 3 individuals are going to hold off A. We are going to put down the 2 which are there on B and then capitalize it, then go for the plant, then build the post-plant scenario in their favor. So all of that was kind of missing from the sides of Team EXO. And the biggest reason for that, I believe, would be that they lost the pistol round in the second half. But anyway, guys, let's talk about the MVP of this match number 3, map number 3, should I say. And it is going to be Swag with those beautiful sheriff shots. It needs to be the MVP for sure.
Absolutely. He played wonderfully from the very beginning up to the very end. To be a top fragger as a breach, mind you, Raider. Now that is a very difficult task because you have to worry about not only your own utility, but also setting up your teammates, plus the timing of your utility needs to be perfect as well. Your positioning needs to be on point. Plus, after that, you need to shoot your opponents in the head. And so I did all of that in perfect unison. This medal goes to him 100%. And we're going to be jumping on down over into the series MVP, ladies and gentlemen. And I do believe that Zodiac, he should be crowned the series MVP, but let's see who's going to be in. It's going to be Shadow instead. Yep, Shadow had phenomenal performances. He was consistent throughout the 3 maps. Zodiac had an amazing game on the 2nd and 3rd map. But Shadow, throughout this best of 3, was just a difference maker.
I mean, the graph was a bit of a decline for him, but at the same point, he started off with somewhere around 30 frags, then 20 was in his name in the second map of Ascent. Then finally, when you talk about this map as well, there were somewhere around 15 frags also being added up from the map of Split. So no doubt, Shadow, very effective individual, is being crowned as the MVP of the series. The total damage that he was able to dish apart was also pretty amazing, more than 10,000, and there were 10 moments, 10 instances where he got first frags. Headshot percentage looks super amazing. I think this is one of the highest that we have seen so far. 57%. That definitely tells you that what kind of a caliber this guy has with his guns.
Absolutely. He knows how to hit his shots, that is for certain, but aim alone can only carry you so far. Poor old Shadow played his heart out, but it just really wasn't enough to go across that finish line. And I'm really hoping that Team EXO, they don't take this loss to heart, because they traveled very far, mind you. They've been trying in the past seasons as well to get to this stage, to get to the playoffs, and really prove their mettle. And to take one map away from Team Celestials is not an easy feat. If they practice more, if they play hard enough, they're going to be able to come back even stronger, because this is season number 6, but I do believe that there's a season number 7 as well. So make sure to follow us on our socials at the Ready Esports Club down below at Instagram. Keep yourself updated of what we are doing in the back end.
Guys, this was just the lower bracket match number 1 action, and I do believe that there is one more match due, so we are going to see that action as well. This was the Esports Club Presents Showdown Series Season 6 of Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron. GP partner is Zodiac Gaming, and media partner Gossip.gg. Stay tuned, because there will be another stream, there will be another action. We'll be back shortly.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.